You guys hear me? All right. Hey, welcome in, guys. Oh, hey, let's change this to the right one. There we go. Okay, welcome on in, guys. Hello, chat. We're here. I want to give a special shout out to our guests today, Aries, JubeLaw, and Job for a Cody. What a username, by the way. I, I, I am curious, and you don't have to answer this question, but how did you come up with this username?
Out and I just got involved in a car accident. I remember I used a settlement. I blew it on a bunch of like brick weed, real shit weed, playing video games. I signed in on PSN. I'm like, I need a brand new name. And I was listening to Doom by Job for a Cowboy. And I just remember it being so brutal. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be original and just Job for a Cody. It was like right in the prime of MySpace days. So
Nice. Awesome.
I like it.
That sounds cool. Yeah, it's just sometimes, it's like, where did you get your nickname? I actually probably need to do that sometime and talk about it. It'd be interesting. You know what I mean? Because to be honest with you, I don't even know where. I've known Brian for a long time, and I don't know where he got his from.
So, I do.
Yeah, Ian was there,
Yeah.
or Davidi was there.
Yeah, and it's just like one of those things. It's probably an interesting thing to talk about with some people. Just like where did you come up with this? So maybe we'll do that
Davidi
sometime.
just stole his. So
you stole yours, yeah. Well,
he's a dirty little thief.
Yeah, exactly.
I got permission. It's okay.
Well, cool. Well, thanks again, guys, for coming in. Tonight we're gonna be doing our special report, which is creating for creators. A lot of these guys you see on screen here do a lot of work for I mean, me too. Jube's done a lot of work for me. I really appreciate all his stuff. And then for all other creators, on the platform, Twitch, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. So we're just gonna pick their brains a little bit, talk about their process, what they think is fun to create. That way you can send work their way. Okay, only the fun stuff though. That's the whole point, right? So,
right.
Yeah, you don't send them the boring stuff. They don't want that. Yeah, so keep that out. No, but so we just want to talk about that process and kind of learn a little bit about it, and then we're gonna do our normal stuff like we always do. The games we played this week, games coming out, some gaming news and stuff like that. So appreciate you guys being here, and let's get this party started. First up, we always like to talk about what we played for the week. So of course, I always go first. I don't know why that is, just how I have it written. So, what is this movie you put on here, bro? Alpha? Did you?
Say what now?
Did you? Okay, all right. That's probably for your now playing. I don't know. So for me, I've been playing a lot of WoW still. We're doing. We're very slowly progressing still through normal raids right now. We have to pug over 75% of our raids, so it's pretty rough. But I've also been playing Magic the Gathering here and there again. It came out on mobile, so it's a lot more accessible for me. So I ended up playing that a lot more, and then the big one, which like everyone's been playing apparently, and that's Valheim, the new like survival Viking video game, which I think almost is it on a lot of y'all's lists right now.
Agreed. Yeah.
I definitely been rocking it.
Yeah.
I think the only one that's
played
not on.
it. I don't know. Jube,
Yep.
you haven't been playing it, have you? No.
I have not.
Now, let me ask you a question, Jube. Have you not looked at it because it's a survival game?
Is it a PC game?
Ah, okay.
Only?
Yes.
There it is.
Okay, gotcha.
There it is.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you do.
You heard him.
I'm
You
the
do the
last
Switch
console
stuff.
only person. Yeah.
Switch and PS5. You have PS5 now?
Yeah. Yeah.
You do?
I'm mostly PS5. Yeah.
So.
Hey, at least you picked the good of the two. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get the fridge for sure.
Hey, I signed up for that fridge, but I didn't win it. So.
Fucking same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Same. Yeah. That fridge would have been fucking badass.
I mean, might as well.
One, I need a new fridge, and two, it's a cool fridge.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
The day they made that announcement, our fridge started to go to hell. So yeah.
Anyways, okay. So that's what I've been playing. I don't know. We started playing some GTA RP too recently, which I'm getting back. I'm actually having a good time so far. I'll probably play that again on Monday. Rapunzel?
It's been fun. Yeah, I've been getting into it. Pretty good, dude.
Yeah, I wish we were on the
got
same
into it.
servers, but
I'm trying.
He's
I'm
trying.
trying.
the problem with the
He
one
got
we're
the
on.
first time and sent me the message and was like, "What did I do wrong?" And I was like, "I don't know, but try this."
The problem with Twitch RP was how long it took, but I guess is the process a lot faster
Dude,
now?
Dude, he got a denial like within a day.
It was like
fast,
no,
dude.
you know what I think it was? I think it was my backstory and the Irish IRA kind of thing. They're like, no, we're not doing that. No.
Maybe they do allow some pretty interesting things, although they didn't allow Pyro's weird
Yeah,
shit.
to be
so.
fair, my first listen here. This first of all, it's not weird shit, okay? Listen, my RP idea was I was gonna be a guy in a van, okay? Well, I know the story starts off bad. Hold on.
It's good. It's good.
And I
It
have
does get better.
listen,
and worse.
and I have a dog washing business, okay, like one of those mobile ones, and I wash your dog for you. But also in the back of the van, I also sell fur coats, okay? It just so happens it's made out of the dog hair that's left over, okay? I don't know what to tell you. But I'm selling those coats. They're fine. You can use dog hair.
I would decline it too. I feel like they made the right choice.
Yeah, they did decline me on that idea. They said no. What was my name too? Like
what was the business name?
I don't remember if I ever had a business name yet, but my guy's name was like Keith or Kenneth. I think it was Kenneth. But anyways,
I don't remember.
Yeah. So that one got rejected, so I went with like a hacker thing and eventually got in. But now it doesn't matter because you can just come now that once you're whitelisted, you can
make whatever you want.
You can do whatever at that point. So
and it'll just tell you if the character doesn't fit to delete it and start something different.
yeah, but
right.
Yeah, like
but usually they let you play it like out for as long as they can until it gets like weird or like if enough people are like uncomfortable
I'm
with it.
I'm surprised the Cyberpunk Keanu Reeves guy is getting away with what he's doing. But yeah,
Johnny Silverhand and No Pixel. That's because No Pixel is a little
not
better.
as serious.
Like, no, they're more serious if anything. It's just that they're like an elitist group of people, so it's hard to. You can get away with a lot there.
I got you.
They almost always have somebody role playing like the movie of the year, like people. Yeah, so it's a normal thing for them to have someone doing that.
Viewers,
yeah.
I got you.
Plus, the way he's role playing it is hilarious because he role plays the glitches of the game.
Yeah, it's awesome
on his character, and like if you talk to him, he literally types out like options for you to choose from in order to. If you talk to him like with your voice, he doesn't respond.
Yeah,
he just keeps repeating the same thing
until you emote
the chat.
Thing. Yeah.
You have to like emote with it. Yeah, it's hilarious.
That's good.
It's pretty good.
And if you hit X or something like too many times, it'll legitimately make him reboot.
Yeah,
like he just
or he'll bug out. Yeah, or like he'll do the seat emote not in the car and he'll be like, "I'm in the fucking car. What are you talking?"
Yeah. He got pulled over one time and he got out of the car and just sat in the middle of the road, and it was like the same animation as if he was driving. And the cop was like, "Sir, can you get back in your vehicle?" I am in my vehicle.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, so that's what I've been playing. Been pretty fun, GTA for sure. So, Rapunzel, what about you?
Yeah, man. Lots of Tarkov still. Getting close to. I got almost all my Kappa items, so that's good. Getting far in my task to actually get the Kappa task. So I mean, that's kind of like the end game, right? In Tarkov for me, I'm way farther
than a new character.
Yeah, start a new character or just shit on people. That's always fun. And then I got recently accepted into NVRP. It's a pretty big server, and they really liked. I had my interview with them today, so they really liked my backstory and how much, I guess, history I put into it and like thought. Yeah, put a lot of effort in it, and they really liked it. They actually, messaged me on the side. They're like, we're actually, don't do this often, but we kind of want to help you like develop this character because you put so much thought into it and what your character is actually going to be in the game. You did a lot of backstory, right? But who's your character going to be in the game? And so that they kind of are going to help guide me on that. So that's pretty cool. And I love it. My guy's an Irish, descendant, and he kind of made some poor choices in a race, and it cost him his family. So
Oh man,
Nice.
so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun.
nice. Sounds good. Yeah. Awesome. What about you, Brian or Jiggly?
GTRP. Because the wipe happened recently, so I got back into it.
He
and
basically
then,
just plays himself with an accent.
No, I don't. Come on, bro. Not at all.
Wait, give me your best impression.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
do
yeah.
your accent.
You want me to do my accent?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I got to think about it sometimes because I'm used to my old guy that I used to do.
You
Shit, what is it?
do have to get into it, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
it is hard.
it's and when you fall out of it, it really fucks you up.
I'm unspotting him here, so it might be a. You're muted, by the way.
I muted to test it. Hold on.
To test it, yeah.
Hey man, how you doing? I'm over here just
There it is.
hunting and shooting.
That's
shit,
it.
trying to get my shit going. Damn dude, over here getting shit on by rats in my apartment's kind of fucked up, man.
So now do the accent.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's my voice right now.
Yeah, it's
So what's your character's name?
His name is it's unoriginal. It's just my name, but with a different last name.
Yeah.
So it's Brian Stamos, which was it's a joke that it's a joke that one of my best friends gave me in a nickname he gave me in junior high, saying that if I were to do porn, it would be my porn name.
yeah.
So that's where I got
He brings
it from.
that up
and I
sometimes in RP. He's like, yeah, back when I did porn.
Yeah, yeah, back in my pornography days, man. But yeah, and so he's just a fucking like lunatic redneck with a badass mullet, and he thinks like he's magic because he has a mullet, and that's his roleplay. And yeah,
He's got his full blue jean ensemble and everything. It's
yeah, he
awesome.
wears all denim, cowboy boots, like shined cowboy boots, like very well taken care of. He always has a duffel bag on, and nobody knows what's in it, not even him. And great.
All right, let's move on.
Oh, and Dark Souls 3. Me and my friend started a Dark Souls 3 campaign.
Nice.
That was the other one.
Nice.
Such a good game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dev, what do you got going on?
I've been playing Magic the Gathering also. I've also been playing WoW again.
Yes.
Bravely Default 2 came out, so I'm fucking just... My life is gone.
Is it playable now? Or are you still...
Yeah, it was playable at 11 CST last night.
Oh, okay.
So
yesterday, I got you.
I didn't sleep.
Nice.
I did 2 hours, but it's whatever. I've also been playing a new-ish game called Eternal Return Black Survival. Just like a MOBA... crap, what's Fortnite? Oh god.
Battle Royale?
Battle Royale, yes. It's like a
Oh.
MOBA Battle Royale mix.
Sounds neat.
It's pretty interesting.
Interesting.
You have to take a look at that. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very weeb too. So
it's right up your alley. All right.
yeah.
Jude, what about you, man? What have you been up to? What have you been playing?
I've been trying to grind out and record Demon Souls New Game Plus. So that was the first time I got for the PS5, and I had never played a Soulsborne game ever. So I was asking Cody a lot of questions. He was my resident Soulsborne expert. But I fell in love with that, so now I'm going back with New Game Plus and trying to wipe that out. But then as of actually today, I went back and beat God of War again because they did kind of a free upgrade for the 60 frames per second and all of that. So
nice.
I freaking loved that. So went back and did that and fell in love again. So now I want to like grind and upgrade all the armor sets and all that stuff. So I got sick again and I need to dive back in. But beyond that, when I'm not sitting at a desk playing the PS5, I'm trying to better myself at Hades.
Nice.
Someone was joking that I should try to do Hades
game.
speedruns, and I love it. Yeah. And I was asking in one of my many Discords what I should do, and someone was like Hades speedruns, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I've never done speedruns in my life, so I've just been like researching strategies and grinding that out.
Yeah.
It's an interesting like field of gaming. Speedrun.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And what's funny is by just putting in basic strategies that I found online, I shaved off 14 minutes off my previous bet's time, which was not very good in the beginning, but I mean, that's still a huge chunk. So, I got really hooked on that. So I've been trying to trying to push that. But I've only done it in handheld mode on the Switch, so I feel like I'm cutting myself short
Sure.
by not doing it on like a TV or a monitor. But still really enjoying
Good for
doing that.
practice runs, I guess, and then you can like.
Exactly.
Right.
Just getting like what builds work best and that kind of stuff, so that way I can try to really hash it out later.
Well, when we do the speedrun podcast, which we've been talking about doing a speedrun podcast for like 3 years now, we actually have it on the schedule this year. So when we do it, we'll come back around. We'll see if you've gotten better. We'll be like, hey, you want to?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So the other thing, just to mention for Jube, when you guys when this podcast is over, please check down at the bottom underneath the video. I'll have all these guys' socials. Also, I tweeted out their Twitter at least, so you can go grab their socials if you want to grab it now. But Jube does some like tutorial stuff, right? Jube, for like beating bosses and stuff and all that kind of stuff on his YouTube. So
yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Demon Souls was the first attempt at that, so I had the bright idea of like I fell in love with this and I want to try making like how to beat bosses, and like I'm all about like I'm not the best player in the world, so if we can cheese this guy and knock him out and
then
not
you
have to
can.
worry about it, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
However, I was not aware of the kind of steep difficulty hike that comes with going to a new game plus in Demon Souls. So it's like, this is what you should do. And then I get my ass stomped for like 30 attempts. So it's like, it's not going super well, but I'm still enjoying trying it out.
So I have a question for you, because I haven't played Demon Souls, but I've played all the Dark Souls essentially. So for Dark Souls, the NG plus is like really easy at the beginning and until you get to like the second boss, and then it just fucking like stomps you in the face every time you want to do something. Is that kind of how it works in Demon Souls? Like, was it easy at first?
That's so yeah. I first playing the game, like the first boss, I was just like, okay, well, here we go. Again, never played Soulsborne, so just the idea of any type of Soulsborne boss, I'm like, I'm gonna die. And I beat it first try and didn't really have any difficulty in any of the levels moving forward. It was just a few bosses that gave me trouble. Now it's like the first boss killed me twice. I die at least 10 times every level just trying to get to the boss, and it's like, and I'm loaded as far as like strength and weapons, and I've fully upgraded everything I've got, and I still, I mean, just get tossed around. So yeah, it was a rude awakening for sure.
That's awesome.
Nice. All right, good. Well, Aries, you're up, man.
Man, I've just honestly, I've been beating my head against Valorant. Just one game, dude. I'm so competitive nature, like starting off with Overwatch and then like walking away from that game being close to master rank. I was like, I need something else to fill it, and then Valorant was like the perfect place. So I've literally just been grinding Valorant whenever I can.
Yeah, I figured that we were talking about it because you hadn't filled anything out yet, and I just told Ian, I was like, it's just gonna be Valorant. It's fine, don't worry.
Yeah. Oh no.
That's cool, man. Yeah. So
I'm curious, Aries, did you ever play any Counter-Strikes growing up?
No, I played zero Counter-Strike, which I played beta of Valorant, and then when they released the beta, I was like, dang, why is everybody starting to get so good? And then I realized like everybody from CSGO was trying this out to see, and then I was like, dang, I'm absolutely getting stomped because these guys are used to like holding the corner, automatically aiming at the head, all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, I was just wondering. I used to play Counter-Strike way back in the day, so I was just I haven't played Valorant because I have no interest in playing competitive shooter anymore.
Man, I'm past that competitive prime.
Look, dude, my competitive days were on an Xbox, and I was very good, and then I got the PC, and I've never been that good. So I'll just stick with.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'll stick with what I know. I can still shoot, but it's not nearly as good as it was on Xbox. So
all good. Cool. And yeah, so Aries, just so we can kind of point this out too, he's part of another group called Exodus, right? And they do a lot of clothing stuff, but they're branching out, right?
Yep. We actually just picked up our 4th player for Valorant team, so we're going in for a 5th one. And then actually today, one of the players just hit Immortal, which is like top 7,000 out of NA. So now we're getting the other 3 up there to Immortal as well. And then the last player we pick up, if Immortal, we're able to go into like any Riot like openings and stuff.
Cool, nice, yeah. Yeah, so keep a lookout for that. I'll also post that stuff below as well. But Exodus, they make good clothes. I'm not biased. I don't own like 10 shirts already, so don't worry about it. But
Half the drops.
anyway, so yeah, thanks a lot, Aries. All right, Cody. Last but not least, man. That's just you're the last guest. That's the only reason why this order is how it is. What have you been playing?
So, lately I've been I focus a lot on new releases. So, we recently just beat the medium, Little Nightmares 2.
Nice.
I got to check out the new Super Mario Bowser's Fury that came out. We also got Catsuit Peach Amiibo. Outside of that, though, I've been rocking Final Fantasy 9. I'm doing a playthrough that on YouTube currently, and then really kind of route a Blood Level 4 run on Bloodborne. I'm a huge Soulsborne fanatic, so Bloodborne was like my first love. With the Blood Level 4, you basically start out at level 10, so this is actually starting out 6 levels lower than you normally would, and you don't level up at all throughout the entire game.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow. It's
That sounds dumb.
You like punishing yourself a lot. Huh?
Yeah. So it's I truly believe once you love the Soulsborne game, you get into that I hate myself every time you play it. So,
yeah, I definitely tried the Souls games, and they're definitely not for me. I respect those games. They're very good games. I agree with you as far as how good the games are, but I just don't have the time to do that. You know what I mean? Die over and over again, and then it's just I can't do it. They're so amazing, and they technically, they seem really good as well, but I can't do it. It's rough.
Another
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, did anyone get a chance to play Project Triangle Strategy, the debut demo that came out? That I loved it.
It looked good, but I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah.
Jube, you said you did.
I did, but I underestimated what the hell it was. So I was like, I got 10 minutes. That was not appropriate. You need just the first chunk of the demo was 25 minutes just to get off the damn bridge. So I haven't done it again, but I tried.
And that 25 minutes was with him skipping all the context and all the
Oh
text.
yeah, I held down the whatever it was, just blah, 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 blah. I have no idea what's going on. One guy died, and that's all I know.
We'll have to check that out. What was that game again? You just said?
It's the one that Nintendo released, or their
new Square Enix Final Fantasy Tactics game.
Triangle.
Yeah, Octopath Traveler.
Okay, gotcha. All right. No,
Project Triangle Strategy is its working title.
Cool.
Is its names right now until they find a better one.
Cool.
God, I hope they do.
Dakota, you do you stream on Twitch usually, and then you put content out on YouTube. Is that right?
So yeah, I stream pretty much what is it? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and sometimes Saturdays. And I'm streaming mostly new games. Right now, we're running through Devil May Cry 5 on the PS5. I never had a chance to play the first one, so I'm excited to see what it brings. Outside of that, though, YouTube, I'm trying to do more personal content. So I'm doing a lot of the live events. I just did the Pokemon Presents, strictly just for YouTube.
Nice.
The Sony State of Play, So I'm trying to get more into YouTube, but it's a hard shell to break into for me.
No, it's a hard shell, I think, for anybody. Anything right now, streaming, YouTube, it's very saturated. So
yeah,
got to put a lot of effort.
I've been doing it since 2011. It's interesting.
Yeah, you got to put a lot of effort and time in there. It's a labor of love, to be honest with you. If you don't love doing it, you might as well move on. Don't be getting in that stuff for a quick buck. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
got to be a passion.
All right, well, let's talk about some upcoming games. One we're kind of cheating on because I guess technically it's already out, according to Ian. So that's Bravely Default 2. The problem was last podcast, okay?
There was nothing.
It was too early for me to talk about it, according to Ian. He said, aren't we going to have a podcast before this comes out? And I said, I don't know, dude. But whatever.
Yeah.
So
the answer was no.
The answer was no, Ian, because we had the podcast today. But that's okay.
I'll figure that out today, or whenever we started doing it.
In any case, Bravely Default 2 comes out, or it came out, I guess, on the Switch.
Yeah.
I'm a big Bravely Default fan. I like the first two games. Does anybody else play any of the other two games?
Me.
What is it about?
I've
What do you
heard
do?
they're
I've-
great.
I've
I just
never
can't get
heard of
past
it.
the chibi like look.
I played the one. It was the 3DS. I think it came out on.
Weren't the first two
I don't
games
Yeah, Bravely
both?
Default.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was weird too. The first one came out, and then the one after it was technically the first one, right?
No. Bravely Default was really second.
Cody, you
This
sound
is-
dumb.
Yeah.
This is like Octopath
It's called
Traveler
the-
mixed with that Final Fantasy
Yes,
game.
Octopath obviously came out after this, but yes, this.
Yeah,
it's
but then with
similar.
that Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles or whatever,
Dude,
I think it's called.
I love Crystal Chronicles. Okay, anyways, I bought so many advanced Game Boys to play with that with friends. It was dumb. It was a dumb investment.
Like you
'Cause
just handed them out for your friends to play.
Yeah. No,
And it's
I
like,
bought,
here, guys.
I bought that game and 3 other advanced DSs to play it, and then we played it like 3 times. So that was cool. It's good. Sounds like my normal life. Yeah.
Sounds like sounds like your gaming life in
Yeah,
general.
yeah.
Sounds like
Hey,
it started
guys,
at a young
it's
age. Now I
Yeah,
understand.
guys, let's play this game. Oh wait, let's play it once. That's good. All right, bye. That's mostly my fault though, so we'll move on.
I wouldn't say mostly.
All right. Anyways,
Like 50-50.
So Bravely Default on the Switch. If you played the first one and
Dude,
the
that guy's
second one,
hair.
it's-
Yeah, I love that hair.
yeah,
Dude, that hair is awesome.
Yeah, good old look. It's his name's Elvis too. I mean, where do you go wrong here? It's fine.
Right?
No, not that guy. You missed it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I wasn't.
yeah.
It's like Johnny Bravo.
Yeah,
almost.
yeah.
Oh,
It's like
damn.
Johnny Bravo. Right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Whoa, mama.
Hey,
Oh,
could be
mama.
voice line by the same guy. You never know.
That would be awesome.
See, I'm
I
loving
would
the
buy the game
environment.
just for that.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. Check it
That
out.
guy's like really early in this game too.
Oh, the Johnny Bravo guy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That guy
nice.
looks like Keith Bandit.
Yeah,
from
this guy
Yu-Gi-Oh.
needs like a nap.
It could be makeup.
Get him a glass of milk.
Okay, we got another one coming out soon, which I put a little thing in here saying, do we even care anymore? Because of some of the other things that have come out, but maybe we still do. And that's the new Harvest Moon game. One World is coming out. The reason why I asked is, do we care? Because we have like Stardew, we have the new Animal Crossing. Like, do we need another Harvest Moon?
And Stardew just got an update too, right?
Yeah. This has a bunch of.
So
maps
what?
now.
What's this coming out on?
Switch as well.
Yeah.
On the second.
See, I'm not a big fan, I would say, of the graphics, I guess. And I don't know if maybe I'm just
Yeah.
being too much of a douche, but
Nah.
I would say for a game coming out in 2021 with all those competitors you listed, it would need to pump it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
I
they're
agree.
banking on nostalgia here, to be honest, at this point.
Oh, they're just banking on the title.
That's like Nintendo this
Yeah.
entire year, it feels like.
So
Fair.
the thing with the company is like it's not even the original company that originally made the game. They're 100% just banking on the title.
Nice.
The
Okay.
company who did originally make the game is also releasing a game this year called Story of Seasons, which releases like later in the month on March 23rd.
And it's another
So-
farming like simulator.
Yeah, but it's
Nice.
made by the people who made the original Harvest Moon. So there's a lot of people that are like boycotting the Harvest Moon game and just
Ooh.
playing
Get
the
the
Story
new-
of Seasons one.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So that's like a whole thing. There's a bunch of drama about that.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I don't know. It's just that was my question. Is like it's coming out. I saw some people get kind of hyped for it, but actually, I didn't. I expected more hype, to be honest with you, because it's a Harvest Moon title. But
You saw anyone have hype? That's more than I
a
saw.
couple,
so.
yeah, a couple of.
I
people
have
on
not
Twitter
even heard about this game until right
that I
now.
followed. Yeah. So, all right, the
Yeah,
next
it's-
game. Yeah, well, that's how it goes. Hey, the next game's a spooky game. For some reason, I said it's going to be Jube's favorite because I know he loves spooky games. I think that's why.
Ooh, you got me spooky.
Yeah,
And
it actually looks pretty cool. It's a
Yeah, and I haven't heard of it, so I'm excited to
it's
see
a
what it is.
horror game.
is this
Okay?
mundane?
Yeah. Or Mundawn or whatever it's called.
Mundawn.
But
Let us see.
yeah, this okay. So this game, I was looking it up. That looks like our bridge on Valheim, by the way.
All black and white.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty. I kind of want to play the sound just so I can hear it, but
Yeah.
it's pretty spooky, just the music and everything in general. But
Can you just give us like your version of it right now? Can you just
All the spooky
you know?
music.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm vibing
I feel like I'm there.
Anyways, the whole thing I think is drawn. By the way, like it's
Nice.
hand
You can
drawn.
tell it's different. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, it's like it's a game about like you learn about like your grandfather's death in a fire, and so you travel to this place called Moon Dawn, and it's about like it's something diabolical is happening there, and I don't know, it just looks really good. The atmosphere looks pretty cool. It's made by like someone I have no clue, like I've never heard of before. It's an indie developer, so those games always have some sort of labor of love in them usually, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah,
you have two different ways there. You have a labor of love game and then you get a good game out of it, or you got a money grab. So I guess we'll see, right? It's still left to be seen there, but anyways, it's hand penciled, which I thought was very interesting, like the whole thing. So it's basically a puzzle discovery game with obviously hostile encounters or where you can't really fight back. Just those
and
games.
That's the worst part.
Yeah, those are the horror games you love, right?
I fucking hate those. Those are the worst.
That's
what
this is why I don't play horror games, because I'm like, all right, why aren't you hitting him?
Right.
And it's like you're just struggling,
bro,
and then your character's like, no, please don't touch me. I'm like, that's not what I would do. That's not me.
No.
Yeah,
and then like I don't know, I'm 30, so the anxiety is just too much for me. Like,
yeah,
I tried
bro,
to
I'm
play
too old for this shit. Like, I played the demo for like Resident Evil, and that just the demo, like you don't get any weapons. And if I'm ever like, that's why I can't play. What's it called, Outlast? Because all you get's a camera or whatever. I'll never play that game because the feeling of helplessness will drive me just insane, and I'll die.
I need big titty goth woman to step on me just once.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, you can buy the game just for that.
Well, that took a weird turn, Cody. I was just talking about the scary stuff, but
that was the bonus in the scary stuff.
Yeah, there you go. I forget, we talked about this last time. There's that game where you're investigating like a painter. I can't remember what it's called now, but I played that game for like 30 minutes, and that was all I could do. Because it's the same thing. It's like you have no way to combat what's coming after you, and
hide.
Yeah, it's just like, and to be honest with you, in that game, nothing as far as as much as I could play it. Like I think I played a total of an hour in 2 days, but nothing actually ever came for you either. It was just so much suspense and like, oh, this is happening. It's about to get your ass, and then I'm just like, nah, I can't do that. I can play games.
Your mind is always worse than the game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you though, Little Nightmares 2 is
I want to play that.
I want to play that actually.
So I'm like playing it, and then some of these parts I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is on the Switch. Which the Switch version's $10 more. I'm not exactly sure. It seems like when I was playing it, I played it docked. There was a little bit of frame rate issues, a little bit of dropping. It seemed like it was a bust for being $10 more.
Really?
So get it on PC is what you're saying?
Yeah, or PS4.
I got it on PS5. Yeah, I haven't played it yet, but I know it's out there.
Well, those Little Nightmares aren't as bad. Like I don't know why. Maybe it's just the graphic style for me. I have no idea.
Your brain like for you probably is like. You're probably looking at it like, oh, this is like a child game.
Well,
or like it's a
child
character. It can't be that bad, but like, it's awesome.
And one thing too, the developer actually, they had their big meeting, and that's going to be the last of their IP. So there's not going to be any sort of Little Nightmares 3 or any DLC or anything.
I mean, that's not bad. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means they're not going to squeeze the life out of it, You get those games where people just keep releasing them. Yeah, I know. It's a good game now, but once they get to number 6 and they're like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents, honestly.
Well, you say that, but look at Mario.
Yeah,
all those games are great.
You just get to a point where you re-release the games over and over, and people still playing.
Skyrim.
Skyrim VR.
Yeah.
Skyrim everything. Yeah. And speaking of that, it's a good segue. There's some remakes and some other stuff coming out too. Like Prince of Persia comes out this month.
I saw that. Yeah,
I'm excited. I like that. Back in the day.
Wait, which one?
I think the original.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, what was it? Is it Ninja Gaiden?
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing the first 3, I think, as a remastered collection.
Nice.
Yeah, see, and then Kingdoms
I played the shit out of it
Amalur
too.
or whatever. Amalur. That game,
that game.
I've been wanting. That's a game I wanted to play like back. I think it originally released like back.
That was on Xbox, right?
Yeah, it came out in like 2013, maybe.
Oh, yeah, I did have this.
2012.
Yeah,
It came out in
horrible game.
2012, and the remaster's coming out.
It fucking sucked to play. Like it didn't make any sense.
He's like, I'm not gonna burst your bubble, but
It was buggy as shit.
Action RPG, yeah. And I really did want to play it, so I may pick up the new one. Hopefully,
Do you still have an Xbox 360? Because I'll just give it to you.
No, because
I have
then
it
you
still.
said I have to play the trash one. Hopefully at least the remaster is better.
Remaster doesn't mean remade.
That's true. That's
True.
It might just be just as trash. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just as buggy, but with better graphics.
Well, that's me, right? I love.
It looks prettier when it freezes.
Nice.
Did it
Well,
Crash
now
Bandicoot? Yeah.
listen here. It's gonna be on the PC. Don't worry. It's not gonna freeze. Hopefully. It's not.
You're hoping.
Look, it's not Cyberpunk. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
See, and
Well,
I never had
that
problems. I had
Cyberpunk
0
made me
issues with
so
Cyberpunk.
mad.
I got really
Listen,
lucky.
I have it on the PS5, and
Oh, I'm
I even
sorry.
have a clip where right in the end credit it crashed on me. Right when I beat the game, it crashed.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. You gotta redo that last part.
Here's your
Fitting.
consolation prize. Fuck
Fitting.
you.
Yeah.
I wanted to remind you what you bought.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got cyber fucked.
Yeah. Dude, he says that all the time. It's so good. Y'all need to go watch those videos of
If you just Google GTA Johnny Silverhand RP,
yeah.
it'll
It's
there's
so
so
funny,
many good
dude.
ones.
Yeah.
It's so many good ones.
He gets with all the big streamers too. Like he was
Mhm.
RPing with Summit the other day. Oh my god.
Someone's like, what the fuck's happening
Yeah,
right
it's
now?
great. Anyways.
Hey, so real quick though, what got you into that? Like, what got you into the RP? And what all goes into it too? I've never really had a chance to ask anyone who's done it.
So
Oof.
I'll let Brian talk about the GTA specifically, but I'll just let you know that we play a lot of tabletop RPG. Like, we're pretty big nerds. We play a lot of tabletop RPG. I'll tell you right now, I was big. I don't do it as much anymore because I don't have time, but I was a big like LARPer. And then we played a game called Neverwinter Nights and Neverwinter Nights 2, which to this day still have what's called persistent worlds, where like hundreds of people are on just like playing a character, role playing a character. So like we just like to RP. So that's my original want for GTA. It's just a modern version instead of a fantasy version, if that makes sense. But I don't know why specifically how or why Jiggly decided to start playing. So that's on you, man.
The GTA RP specifically.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just seemed really cool. Like
Yeah.
I watched a lot of streamers. So I got into it about 2 years ago. And that's like when it really blew up for the first time.
Yeah.
That's when like No Pixel started getting like Summit 1G, Shroud,
Gotcha.
Lyric, like all the big like top boys were getting into role play servers at the time, and they all got into No Pixel, so that was like the server to get into. But you had to pay money to get into it, so fuck that. So I saw all those clips and stuff, and I was like, dude, we play all these other games role playing. So like I think this would be really fun, and I like GTA, and all the servers had like something different to offer, right? So then, but I didn't want to play. It's one of those things where you can get into a server that's not whitelisted. So basically, anybody can join and play, right? The problem with those servers is there's a lot of people that are in it to troll. So it ruins. It's hard to immerse yourself in a server where you could at any point in time have someone just being a piece of shit and just trying to fuck everybody up, right? And now they do get banned eventually, but like it still happens. So
At the moment, yeah.
So what I did is I waited to start, even though I was really excited to do it. I waited like a month to get my application accepted for the Twitch RP server, which was like one of the like top 5 or top 3 servers at the time. So I waited, and I was like, I'm not gonna play it until I get into a whitelisted server. And then I'm glad I did, because I got into that one and I met a lot of amazing people on it that were role playing and stuff. And so really for me, it was something new that used a game that I loved playing anyways, because GTA is just a fun game.
Sure.
And it was completely like
immersive.
Completely immersive. So you're never out of character in that server specifically. Some servers let you go in and out, but that one specifically, you can't be out of character because you'll like legit get in trouble for it. And then it's just the fact that like the server is it's completely customized. Like basically you're using GTA like for its engine, but the people who like the developers and stuff, they could put whatever they want into it. They could even put cars that aren't in GTA like into the server. Like they're gonna get like the 5.0 Mustang that's in like NoPixel, right? So you can literally just input anything you want into the GTA servers.
It has like custom housing. Everything can be custom. It's really good.
Yeah. And so that's kind of what captivated me. That and the fact that like the gangs, like you when you log into GTA, right, and you play the online GTA, what do? You run around, shoot people, blow people up, race, like that kind of stuff, right? But it's not really like there's no real like reward system to it other than like, oh, I died, I lost like $1,000, cool. Okay, I won this race. I can, in 19 more races, I can unlock the turbo for this car, right? Like that's really all you get on GTA Online. For the RP servers, it's all or nothing, really, like all the time. It's whatever decision you make could cost you the money in your pocket. It could cost you like your life, even theoretically speaking, if you want to perm. Like it could cost somebody else's life. It could cost there's just so many aspects of the game that you affect directly with anything you do.
And it just makes it it's all player run. So like for example, what Brian was just saying, or Jiggly, he like if you want to upgrade your car in GTA Online, you just go to the place and you pay for it and you're done. In this, you have to interact with another person and say, hey man, you got to go find a mechanic that can do it, because they have to level like their mechanics basically to be able to install different parts in a car. So you're role playing a mechanic basically, and the more jobs you do, the higher level you get as a mechanic, and then you can like, instead of just having level 1 turbos, you can now do level 2 turbos. And so you got to negotiate with the mechanic, you got to pay them their money, they put the parts in the car. So it's like it's a whole process. It's not just I drive in, I press a button, I'm done, and I leave. It's pretty cool. It's like living and breathing, and that's kind of, I think, overall the reason for role playing in general.
You get to create a character. Like an escape. Yeah, it's just an escape basically. You can play whatever you want,
create a character, and you get to be that person, right?
Right.
And that is you.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be.
So if you die, is that it? Like that? Like you have to make a new one.
The way death works, no, you can have as many characters as you want theoretically. I mean, I think you can only actually have 3, but like whatever, you can just delete one. So how it works is you make a character, and then you have a story for that character, and that's the story you want to play on your character. And you could even just play yourself. Like it doesn't really matter as long as you just are into it, whatever you want to do. So that's your character. And when you die or something, you don't technically die. It's like you get incapacitated, and then like an EMS will come and like get you back up. They let you decide what happened to you anytime you get down. So if you jump off a building, like a 10-story building, and then you hit the ground, and you hit the pavement, and then technically you should be fucking blood splatter everywhere, and there's nothing left of you. They let you decide like, okay, what happened, and you could tell them like literally anything. Oh well, I jumped off I fell off the roof, and I hit a flock of birds on my way down, and then I hit the pole that holds the flag, and I bounced off that. Like you could straight up just tell them whatever you want, and like I just have like 3 broken ribs, a fucked up leg, and I don't think I need a fake hip. Like you could just tell them that, right? And then they put you in like ICU. They even like role play the surgery on you. They go into it, man. And then you have a recovery time that is entirely up to you, basically, because the way the in-game time works isn't really real. So yeah, and so there's that kind of stuff, right? So there's a thing called perm, which is called like permanent death.
Yeah.
So if you're tired of your character and you just want it to be gone, but you want it to do like in a story like sense, like if you're streaming or something and like your chat's enveloped in the story of the character, right? Then you basically just at some point you just decide that whatever just happened to your character that knocked you out killed you. So then you just tell the EMS you're unrevivable, or you're bleeding out, and then they'll try to like save you, obviously, but then you just basically keep telling them whatever you're doing is not working, or like this isn't working, the blood clot isn't working, like that kind of stuff. Like,
So I got like one more, and
Yeah.
that's it. That's it. So you made a comment like where if you got hurt, you're in the ICU, and other people are role playing it. How are you not like impeding their story with their chat?
because the people
job.
that are in the medical field, they have to apply to be a doctor. And
Right.
they have to get screened, and they have to go through like legit training in the server. They have to know
It's
medical
crazy,
terms.
yeah.
So for them, you doing that is the highlight
That
of their
is
fucking
the
day.
role
Because
play.
not
Yeah.
because not
Okay,
everybody.
so yeah, I got
'cause
you.
hardly anybody ever wants to go into ICU where they have to sit there for a week, like an actual real life week, like having a rest time where you have to log in every day. I mean, you have to obviously, but like some people do that where like they want to start a new character, but they don't want to delete this one, right? But like they have a Twitch chat that's like enveloped in the story. So what they do is they hurt themselves to a point where they have to have major surgery, or like maybe they're just in a coma from a car accident.
Right.
So that character is basically on the back burner, but the medical field gets to like still role play that character
Mhm.
with their Twitch chat or whoever they're playing with, and just with themselves if they're not streaming, because not everybody streams on the server. But now you get to go make this other character or play a different character, and then no one's left high and dry essentially.
Gotcha.
There's
Gotcha.
still a development with both characters that you have. This one's now in ICU. So when it comes out, you can go edit the character to have like a prosthetic arm, or they're missing an arm, or now they have like a scar on their face, or they have a tattoo to cover a scar on their face. Like you could do anything with it, or you always wear a mask now. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just go with it what you want, and that's kind of how that would work. So you're not impeding only because the people that are doing it choose to
They
do
signed
that, and
up
that
for it.
is their role play.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people for the community I play on Twitch RP or TRP, a lot of the doctors are actual med students or actual doctors in real life, and so they just use it as like they get to practice their job, and it's kind of cool that they get to. And even cops, like some of the police officers are either like deputies or they're in school to be a cop, and so the laws that we have are pretty like very similar. Like the penal codes are pretty like there. Obviously you can get away with some stuff, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're there, and like the judges are people, like sometimes they're people that are like pre-law, or it's just someone who who had thought about being one as a kid, so now he's like playing one on the server. It's really cool. So you get people that take it all seriously, and they have to you have to apply for like the bigger positions like that. But it's just really cool, man. Like I don't know, it's just basically like a Second Life kind of thing.
I was gonna say, like, imagine if you're in law school and they're like, all right, this is your homework, this is your character, and you're gonna be like helping people when they go to court. And you're just like, what?
Dude,
like, you're gonna have to read out the codes. That's an actual judge in front of you, and we're testing you.
I'm not even kidding you, bro. This server has a bar test for lawyers, and it's actually an old like U.S. bar test that they grabbed and fucking copied it over and just changed like the penal code stuff to like the server's penal codes. Yeah, it's a legit bar test. Dude.
That's amazing.
It's pretty good, man.
You can get deep in it. You can get really deep.
Yeah.
Like my plans for my character is, to be a gun runner and formulate a street racing crew, and that's what I'm going to try to build up to. So right now I have shit. I don't have nothing. I don't know connections, and then I'm going to try to build my guy up.
Yeah. You can also just be a bum on the street corner, so you can just be real.
You can be a garbage man. You could
play
break
hobos.
leaves.
Yeah. I know me and Pyro, like Pyro's trying to do a private security thing on his character, and then I'm trying to do a private investigator on my character, which is application system. So which I applied for. I'm just waiting for. But yeah, so it's kind of cool, and it's gonna be kind of neat to be able to do. So
it turned into a 10-minute session on GTA RPG.
Hey man,
hey, it's hot right now.
Category.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into the special report a little bit, because we want to cover that some before Jube falls asleep over here.
You guys watching me? I'm yawning like crazy.
I know. I see you yawn, and then I start yawning.
I'm
like,
slowly dying.
All right.
I'm trying to hide it.
Yeah.
I took a nap after work. I was like, I got.
But man, you guys screenshot, take the picture, print it out, and just tape it to your camera.
There you go.
There you go.
It looks like you're awake the whole time. So just for clarification, like I'm just here. I'm not a creator myself. Our special guests are all creators of different sorts. Rapunzel, you do a lot of stuff as well, right?
Sure. I do.
I'm not gonna claim anything for Daviji or Jiggly, so I'll let them say if they're creators or not. But you're mostly gonna be hearing from these other guys, not really us. So, what'd you say?
I worked on the spreadsheet for this podcast.
You did. Hey, you
created a
did some
lot of
good
that.
because
creation.
we needed
There
a
you
lot
go.
of
That's
links.
creation.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, and I get that. So, but mostly what I was wanting to do is just have this podcast specifically because I'm just curious about the process. I get all my stuff done. I've done some stuff myself, like the little hexes you see on the podcast are like me, but like I've I find that relatively like a simple thing to do, right? It's just like a geometric shape, so you can tell the program to do that for the most part. But I just find it really interesting and something that I've always wanted to do myself. I just don't think I have that like art talent, you know. So it's just something that I wish I could do, and so I figured we could talk about it and just kind of like I'm just interested in the subject as a whole. So you know.
So let me ask you real quick. What's stopping you though? What's holding you back?
What's holding me back?
3 kids.
I'll tell you, man. No, so I think I said this last week, and it's going to be a recurring, or last month, and it's 100% a recurring theme. I think for anything we're going to talk about. I am a collector of hobbies, is what I like to call myself.
Mm.
I literally have so many hobbies in a closet full of so much stuff for those hobbies, and all of those hobbies probably have 10% completion rates because I just have so many things I like to do.
Something catches your eye and you're like,
Yeah.
But what if you created content
all
about your
trades.
hobbies?
That's true, yeah.
Since you have so many to do, you know.
Right, yeah.
I think the
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry. I was just gonna say I think the biggest issue with Pyro and his creative side is he doesn't have enough time to really dive into one thing because as previously stated, the dude has 3 kids. His wife is a CPA, so then she like for like a third of the year she's super fucking busy. Yeah, like right now she's ridiculously busy. She works super late, goes to work early, that kind of stuff, right? So then he has to watch the 3 kids. But also he does have a lot of hobbies, and so what he does is he dips his toes in one for like a week.
Yeah.
And he's like, "This is badass,
I'm very
fuck yeah!" And
ADD.
he goes ham.
Yeah.
He goes ham, and then like the next week, you're like, "Hey man, how's that project going?" "Oh, yeah,
I started
I'm
Yeah.
doing this now," and it is like, and I'm fucking killing it. And then like the next week, you're like, "Oh man, how's that project going?" He's like, "Oh, I'm into something different now." And you're like, "Okay, what about the other 2 things that you haven't finished yet?" So that's really what it is for him. And I've like, there's some things that I've been a part of, like our D&D groups, where I have to like kind of like, "Hey man, can we keep doing this?"
Yeah.
Like,
Can we get another game in? Yeah,
can we finish this?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, so I have to
So,
have people bring me back down to earth, you know. But
yeah.
I'm not claiming to have ADD. I just say that, you know, I have ADD brain when it comes to projects or stuff like that. Yeah. So, but nothing to realistically answer your question. Nothing's stopping me, I guess, from learning how to do that. Just quote unquote don't have the time, you know, all that much. So. But what about? I mean, and so that's kind of my thing too. Is like what got you guys into creating stuff or art? That would be my first question, if you don't mind answering that, obviously. And whoever wants to go first, feel free. Anyone?
None of them. All right, next question.
You're gonna have to start roll calling like this is class.
All right, I got it.
Yeah,
So
go.
for me, I used to be heavily involved with doing online game reviews for a couple different sites at the time. Gross Magazine, Super Game Reviews, Gamers Pantheon. That was like my thing. I worked at a video game store. I got the new releases the day before, you know, so I had the jump on it. And I just remember like having such a hard time remembering significant parts of the game. So I looked and researched what I could do. And then I was only on the PS4 at the time. So I found Twitch and I found I could do this thing called a VOD. I'm like, that's pretty neat. So I started doing that. And my mom at the time, she lived in Michigan, which is about 11 hours away from me. So she would watch me and she would talk to me. And I remember just developing this ability to talk and play and just having a blast doing it, and more people would come in, and eventually it just became something where I only gamed when I streamed, and that's kind of what birthed just my content creation in general.
I got you. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. That's dope. We Pyro was into game reviews for a while there. I think we all were when the website first started, but like everything else, we kind of just stopped doing it.
Yeah, well, the thing with the game reviews these days is it really, really nowadays it's like it needs to be in a video form. To be honest with you,
That's fair.
a lot of
yeah.
It's not
there's-
just that, but it's also you have to be like well known and get it beforehand.
Yeah.
People don't care about the review once the game's already out.
right,
Sure,
right,
yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, that's cool. That's cool to hear. What about you, Aries?
Honestly, what got me into doing streaming and things like that is playing Overwatch with friends. And then as like we played, like they're like, have you thought about like putting yourself out there and like having other people watch you? Because I don't know if you guys know about competitive and like DPI and sensitivity, but like I played at a in-game 10 sensitivity and at a 6400 DPI.
Jesus.
So like I would literally just move my mouse and I would like 360 or like 180.
You
And
sound
so
like me, dude.
Yeah,
That's what I do.
people were like, I don't understand how you're doing the stuff that you're doing. Like, have you thought about streaming so you can get like clips and like recording yourself? And so I just did it. And honestly, I just played, and I have the hardest time like paying attention to the chat because I get so focused.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But then it turned
Yep.
into people coming in, and like one distinct thing was I remember playing Reinhardt and like King of Reaper, and then in my head I'm like physically counting like when he's gonna come back. Then I timed it. I was like, look, chat 10, 9, 8, and then I got to 2 and I did a charge. And as soon as I charged, he turned the corner and I killed him. And so somebody was like, how are you playing like, with that game sense? And I just that literally birthed me like helping people play tank and Overwatch.
Right,
Nice, dude.
Sick. That's sick.
yeah.
That's that big brain right there, man.
Yeah.
What about you, Jube? I know you have kids as well, right? So
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
yeah. So did you start before or after you had kids? Just because I'm curious.
After the first one.
Okay. Gotcha.
When he was about, I guess he was around 3
Nice.
when I started. So yeah, my answer can go many different ways because I think what got me into creating. I've been doing like art all my life, and my degree is in graphic design and stuff like that. So that creation is one bucket, and the other bucket is I've also played video games for as long as I can remember, and I'm also a real big people person, and I always like playing games with other people, and eventually just got to the point I don't even remember what sparked it. I can't even remember what the first Twitch stream was, which is a horrible story. Like, I have nothing that like inspired me, but one day I was just like, I should just like play games online and have people come in and do that whole thing. So I was completely ignorant to it all, but I dove head first. And then, I didn't know what a capture card was, and I had Macs for everything because I was doing all the graphic design. And at that time, nothing worked for a Mac. I figured that out the hard way. So it was a rough beginning. But that's kind of just what got me into it, is just wanting to be able to game. And I was like Cody. I mean, if I was gaming, I was streaming, and I just loved interacting with people. And I did YouTube first, and I did game reviews, I did movie reviews, I did kind of the nerd news kind of thing, like anything that was coming out. I started with that, but I eventually put all the effort into Twitch at that time, shortly after, because of the immediate response.
Yeah.
Right. Like YouTube, especially like we talked about earlier, was it's a grind to get into, and especially to get engagement, I think,
Sure.
on videos that you post. And so it's like, I had my 15 minutes of fame when I put up a rant about Apple at one point, and that got like 9,000 views. But other than that, like no one was showing up. So it was very hard to get that back and forth that I was looking for. But Twitch allowed for that. If someone comes in, I'm chatting with you right now.
Response. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's kind of why that won out. And now I've kind of taken full term where I don't do Twitch anymore, and I only post YouTube stuff. So it's just,
you put a
cyclical
lot
at
of
this
effort
point,
into
but-
that, so that's good. I mean, that's those videos look good, and that's awesome.
Appreciate it.
I also like the Twitter ones you've been doing.
Yeah, I
2-minute suckers.
I told you, man, I'm old as shit. So I just got a TikTok like a week ago. So, but I'm doing, it's all any of the art that I'm doing. So I'm not going to dance. I'm not going to do skits. I'm not going to do any of this stuff, but I'll do real quick, 1-minute videos of like any art that I'm doing and kind of run through the process. And actually one of the videos I was going to make was the process of making the logo for this podcast. So,
nice.
I put up one video of just me drawing, and someone asked one question. I was like, I'm just going to do voiceovers. So every one of my videos is like, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. this is the process.
That's cool.
And for things like logos, I think would be interesting because there's so much that goes into, especially the beginning, just throwing shit at a wall to see what sticks, you know? So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with making those.
One thing you should check out, Jiggly, is his stuff, because he just did a Squirtle. His last video was a Squirtle.
Where?
I did the Squirtle Squad.
Yeah.
Bro,
I'll hold it up to the cam.
Give me.
Yeah. Just go check his Twitter out.
Okay. JubeLaw.
JubeLaw. I added him on Twitter earlier, so you'll see.
Okay.
But it's
I'll just go to yours
JubeLaw
now.
run together.
Holding it up to the cam.
Yeah,
there's
that
my
is.
dude.
Well, actually, I have that head as an email in my chat for like I think like 300 biddies.
Nice, yes.
So,
yeah, and he did a TikTok and posted on Twitter as well, so you can see his process of shading and all that stuff. It was pretty cool.
So while we're on the topic of content creation, though, I think a big thing, because I myself have 3 kids. Time management's like the biggest thing, I think.
It really is.
And what you're doing, I often try to discipline myself to. I keep a little journal and I write down my goals for the day, and content creation's always in it. And I try to put at the top, the most important stuff I want to get done for that day, and then bottom down. And I think that's really helped me a lot with like YouTube and Twitch. Because before I was just going at it without a game plan, and I think that kind of made my content creation a lot more sloppier. But the more I structured it, the more I found time opening up, because there's only 24 hours in the day, but there's people out there who are millionaires who spent their whole entire life utilizing that 24 hours in the day, while there's other people who aren't. And I think the biggest thing for me was finding the slots of time and then using those time slots to learn more about my craft.
Very cool. Yeah. That's good advice too. I like that. Thank you for sharing it. Let's talk about, for you guys specifically, like creating for creators wise, like when you guys create stuff for other people or even for your own stream, I guess, just stuff like that. Like what kind of what are your favorite things to create for people? Do you have a favorite? Like
all of it.
Logos are the best, or like I'm sure. I'll tell you my favorite things so far that I've had created for me are my what is they called, the bit rewards, the bit badges, which I promptly stopped using Twitch after I had them made, so I haven't even got to use them yet. But they were those were the coolest things I think I've had made for me so far. But the I don't know if you guys have like something that you like to create, like if logo design is exciting or anything. Who said all of it, by the way?
I did.
Yeah.
I think my answer for this is like super vague in the sense of just like anything new.
Yeah.
Like because I'm a UX designer by day, which most people have no idea what that is when I say it, but I design user experience, so workflows and things like that. So it's very rigid in what I work on during the day. So anytime I get a commission that's just like I need an animation or I need this kind of new style of something that I've never worked on before, it just gets me excited to learn something new and to again get out of the bubble that I'm in from 9 to 5. So logos I think are great because they get a brand kicked off, and I think that helps a lot. So if you don't have a logo but you're requesting X, Y, and Z, it's very difficult to try to figure out what fits into what you are as a creator. And so I think that's very important to do first. So those are always really fun because in my mind, if you're doing it right, you're not just creating a logo, you're creating a brand, which is a much bigger thing. And I enjoy that a lot. But anytime someone comes in with something new, and again, back to Cody's time management thing, if I have the time to invest to learn that thing, I'm very interested in doing so. It is tough, full-time job, married, 2 kids. So it's just like, I got 30 minutes today to help you out with this one thing. Let's try to get it done.
Yeah.
So it can get difficult, but if there's something that's going to kind of push me to get into a realm that I'm uncomfortable with, honestly, I think that I always enjoy that.
Awesome. Yeah. Anything from you guys? Anyone else?
So, I mean, you're asking about logos in particular, or
Just things.
What tickles your fancy?
Yeah.
so for
what's your
me,
favorite thing to create, I guess.
I love playing video games. I love connecting with people. I'm a people's person who hates dealing with people in the public, if that makes sense, you know? And I have the ability to really talk to people, get to know them, whether I have, 60, 70 people watching me or even just 5. Like I treat each individual person, I try to keep up with them the best I can. And I could just really tell you it doesn't your equipment matters to a certain degree. It's more or less your personality. It's who you are. And if you truly love it, if you truly have passion, I can tell you my passion before I had a broken laptop with a extra monitor to read the screen, a broken capture card. My frames would drop and my stream would crash when someone would donate bits. And now I have like a $2,000 setup, and like my stream compared to my stream previously has lost growth just because like I would say I dropped that passion, but now I'm starting to rekindle it, and I can see that growth again.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you have like a $5,000 camera or a $30 camera. It's who you are. If you're gonna sell yourself, you're gonna sell yourself.
Yeah, I get that. Awesome.
So I like, staying up on the game, staying up on the news. I do Talk Geekly, which we cover comic books and news, geek culture news, game related news, all that. And it's just a love for me. I love this type of stuff. I love getting the opportunity, opportunity in the platform to kind of just like break it down with people.
Yeah, I like that too. Yep. It's kind of the thing that we were talking about just a minute ago, where you kind of have that immediate feedback. Like in Twitch, you have the immediate feedback from your chat, from your viewers. What I like about doing a podcast is like you talk, you're bouncing stuff off of each other, and I definitely like that sort of media format for like gaming stuff, like you said. Like it's really nice to talk about like, oh, I played this game and it's really cool, and then somebody else talks about their experience or even their hatred for it, to be honest with you, just to be able to like learn different viewpoints and angles about different stuff, so I think that it makes a lot of sense. It's just podcast is probably my favorite thing to do. And unfortunately we only do it once a month, but it's just like trying to get everything together and everyone together. That's the best. I find that's the best way to keep up with it, if that makes sense. For me, just to make sure that we have a decent podcast with guests and all that kind of stuff. So
it's like it's almost therapeutic at this point, just like with COVID and the restrictions, like getting a chance to like get together with the boys and cut the shit. Like, I live for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Aries, anything you want to chime in on? I know you create in a totally different format at times. So.
Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, I think just with design, like to cover a little bit what Jube was saying when he like works with somebody, honestly, that is like one of the best parts, because like we worked with one of the partners on getting a new logo for what he's crafting, and all he did was give us like a logo that he had made where somebody kind of didn't listen to what he was wanting. And so I remember like myself mapping out at least 30 different designs, and then my partner Tilted also mapping out 30 designs. So this guy had 60 images that were just all sketched to kind of like look at, and he got to like really pick and choose from different ones, like what he liked, and we just branched it all into one. And so honestly, that's my favorite part about it, is like when you work with somebody and you initially just break down exactly what they want, and then they see every item and then like kind of pick. It's like them shopping for themselves. And so at the end of it, he's like, I basically had my hand in every part. So like we know at the end of it they'll be happy. So
yeah.
And Aries, I don't know about you, but I always feel like when I get into that part of the process, people become so apologetic. There's like when they want edits, and to some point, I get like if I'm on the final iteration and then you come back with some crazy shit, sure, then I'll be upset. But like if I'm presenting sketches, like I want you to tear it apart. I want you to poke holes. I want you to find like, to your point, be involved in the process. And I don't know how many times I'm like, don't say sorry. Like it's really okay. Like if you don't like these 30, I'm gonna crank out another 30. Like,
Yeah.
what
Yep.
parts do you like? What part did you hate? And I enjoy that back and forth and figuring that out and the iterative process of what are these designs.
So,
To your
It's like
point, I
it's
love
nice.
that.
Yeah, it's
You said,
kinda nice. You get this like feeling where you're like, I know I'm kind of doing this project, but it's kind of like two buds working on something.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite part is if there can be that healthy kind of relationship and back and forth and figuring something out, that's when the design I feel like is going to be more successful.
Right.
If I'm truly listening to you and giving you what you want and you feel involved and feel comfortable giving me that criticism, because that's the other thing. Like I still, come in contact with people a lot that they think that a critique or a comment about a design is a personal attack, or it's something that's gonna like hurt my feelings. And like, bro, I went to art school where we would put our drawings up on a wall and 30 people would be like, "That's shit," and this is why.
Yeah.
Like this is what we did. Like I enjoy that part of the process of figuring that out and creating that relationship.
Cool.
So Aries, you said you design clothing as well, right?
Yeah.
So what
Yeah,
all
yeah.
goes into that process?
I'm
Oh,
also
man.
curious.
So essentially it's like for instance, I'm wearing one right now that we made, and you may not be able to see it fully, but it says Exodus and it has like a blue kind of splatter. And so when we were making it, inside the wording, it has like Tokyo lines and stuff like that from the city. And so we were like, okay, it's gonna be like a Neon Tokyo collection. What kind of colors should we go with when we had the city? And then we were just kind of messing around and doing different blotches and stuff. And then I was like, a pink hoodie with blue like splatter would be nice. And then we reversed it and a blue hoodie with a pink splatter. And so we kind of just like, once we have the initial design that we want to do, it's me and a buddy who sit down and we like pass ideas back, sketches, and like kind of get that going. And then once we get the final sketches, is like we start thinking about what part of the clothing we want to put it on, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I was gonna link
Yeah,
it.
so-
I was gonna show it on the site, but I forgot that it's limited time only, so it's gone now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can send you pictures if you want, but yeah, we do. So to try to make it a little bit more like exclusive, because we work within the game kind of room. So as you guys to give you some backstory, it's like having a streamer just slap their logo on a shirt and then like kind of selling it to their community. Some people like that. And my sense, I always feel like you should give your community just a bit more. And maybe like something that they can wear out in public and things like that. So we started coming up with these like weird designs that we can throw out and put in there. And so that just kind of evolved into us starting to work with other people that were streaming and wanting to get stuff done. And honestly, it's just become so cool to sit back and pass those ideas, whether it's between me and my co-partner or just like the three of us and the client that we're working with.
We need to talk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get in line, bro. Yeah, cool. What about you, Rapunzel? You have anything you want to add?
I mean, yeah. So I started getting into creation and my logo design and intros and stuff when I started streaming, and I wanted something. I didn't want cookie cutter shit from like those sites out there. Yeah, hey, pay us this, and look, we have these, and there's like 50 different variations.
1,000 streamers
and
can have this, just like
and
me.
every streamer could have it. Yeah, exactly. And so that's kind of where my story started of creation. Is I wanted it to be mine, and I wanted it to be my vision, and that I do need to learn a little bit more, maybe take some classes on stuff, because I feel like I'm lacking in that sense, but it's still mine. You know what I mean? I didn't go out and just buy it. So it feels a little bit more personal to me. And that's what my channel is, and that's what my community is. I wanted it to be personal, and I wanted it to be, something that I don't know, makes me proud versus something I just threw money at and there's my stuff.
Yeah, and no shots at people who do that. It's just like
it's
just
absolutely
like what
not.
we were saying
That's
with
just
setups.
me.
Like yeah, and it's your preference really. It's And that's kind of what I did. Like for me, I've bought those things before, and then I kind of had the same realization that you did. I was like, man, I don't know if I really want to use this. Like 500 other people could have this, you know. And like I said, no shot, because those things are affordable.
They're crisp,
you know what I mean,
and they're affordable,
and they're functional, and so they have their place in the space. But like you said, you know, you want to do something a little more personal, then you got to get into, you know, doing it yourself, or getting other people
working
to do it
with
for
other
you.
people.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, so I get that 100%. So that's cool.
And yeah, so I learned everything as soon as I started streaming, and you know, it's just a slow growth.
Well, did you? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm right there with you. The growth part. I think the hardest part is learning how to be adaptable anymore. Because before you could just turn on a camera and you could just play video games, and as long as you were interesting to talk to, you could get views. But now there's thousands of people doing that. You have to be on top of your platform, and you have to be providing stuff that's adapting and constantly evolving. And that's, I think, where it makes or breaks a lot of people.
That, or you play a game that no one else is playing, because I've definitely succeeded by doing that.
That's true. Only streamer on the platform playing it. Yep, that works too, I guess.
Yep. You can find that one niche.
It's kind of weird
sometimes
when you think about that too. By the way, like I just want to bring this up because Brian was playing. I can't. What game was it, Brian?
Was it Toontown?
Toontown.
Oh yeah,
okay. It was Toontown, and nobody else is playing it on Twitch, right?
There was three guys. There are three main streamers for Toontown. They were like the ones that played it, and they were the only ones.
But there was people searching for that. Just think about that. There's still people, they're looking for that content, even though it's not even on the platform. So that's something else to think about, you know? You always have the thought in the back of your mind that, hey, even though this game isn't popular, it's something I love. And like kind of what Cody was saying, it's about you and your personality. And it's like, if you're playing something you love over something that's just popular, you're probably going to have that personality come out a lot more, and you're probably going to succeed better. So that it makes a lot of sense, you know? So cool deal.
Yeah, my stream blew up for like the 1 month I played that. It was crazy. Like I was consecutively having like 30 to 50 people watch me every day. And I was like, what? And
Toontown
granted,
junkies.
they were kids. Like it's like 12 and 13-year-olds. So but still it was like it was awesome to like see that
They
number.
Were cool,
you know,
12 and 13-year-olds.
And have that many people in the stream. It was really cool. And then when I switched to like more mature games and stuff, then they were like, obviously they didn't come and watch because they were like, this isn't what we're here for.
Where's
so
Toontown?
Man. So as a variety streamer, I run into that a lot. Like where you'll get
hard being a variety streamer.
When I did nothing but Soulsborne, that was my peak of my channel. And then after that, I started doing variety because I was done being mad all the time, smashing controllers all the time. And I just started doing variety, and I just seen everything plummet.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you just need to.
I was variety from day one.
Yeah. I think that's just something you have to expect. It's some people do want to just watch one game, and that's how it is.
Yeah, it's I mean, and everybody has those viewers. I mean, even Shroud and Summit, like the biggest people on Twitch, like they regularly have those people where they come in and say, "Are you playing this today?" And they say no, and then they just leave. They go find like if it's not Tarkov Day, they go watch Pestily. They go watch anyone else, right? But if and if they want to watch GTRP, okay, well now they're gonna go watch this guy, or they're gonna go do this, or so I mean,
and that's one of the things that you got to watch out for if you're getting into this is you shouldn't. I mean, there's a certain level of cater that you should think about, and then there's another certain part of it that's your happiness and what you love, and you can't lose what you love because then it's not authentic. It's not who you are. It's not, and then people are going to see that, and then it's done.
And I'll take a viewer that enjoys me enjoying myself over a viewer that is mad that I'm not playing the game they want me to. Because I have a few of them, and like anytime I turn my stream on, they'll make it a habit to like log in just to say hi and be like, I'm glad you're back at this. I'm just gonna chill here. I mean, there's one dude who joined our Discord, and he only watches me because of the music I play. He doesn't even watch my stream.
Yeah.
He doesn't care what the fuck I'm playing. He just wants to listen to my soundtrack. That's all he cares about. He's just like,
in
I just
there.
like your music.
He's so funny too because
He is hilarious. Yeah.
that guy, he had some crazy name, and so I just started calling him Crazy Name Guy or whatever.
And he changed his Discord name.
He changed his name to
Crazy
Crazy Name Guy. Yeah,
That's awesome.
He's like, you know what?
Yeah.
Fine, my name is Crazy Name Guy or whatever. Yeah, but anyways,
Yeah.
you know.
But yeah, I'd rather have a loyal person who doesn't care what I play, but they care that I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Any day of the week.
Well,
I'm okay with
more.
getting 1 out of 100 people coming back.
I
to my
have-
stream if that's the people I'm getting.
Yeah.
I have a couple people in my stream who have been regular viewers for multiple years, 2-3 years.
Sure.
And we're on first name basis. We're
Mhm.
friends on Facebook. I've mailed them merch to their personal addresses. Like, it is wild.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of it. People don't realize the type of like connection you can make with people. You know what I mean? Like in real life, friends, online friendships and all that.
My fiance didn't understand how that worked, and her whole family doesn't understand how like internet works, and for people like us, until they got the guest list for our wedding. And they realized how many people are flying in to come see me that I've only met maybe once in my life.
Yeah.
My girlfriend is my mod. All right.
Yeah.
She
That's
moved
hilarious.
from
Yeah, there you go.
California to Ohio, and we've
Oh
been
my
together
God.
for over 2 years.
Dude,
I was
that's
gonna say
awesome.
my roommate I met once. So like we had a group that we all flew to New York City. So people from like
Nice.
Germany, England, all that stuff. We met each other, and then I jokingly was like, "Let's do a stream house. I live in Austin, and I'm about to move."
There you go.
And then randomly, like 6 months ago, I was like, "Hey, are you really
You
down to
serious,
do this?"
bro? Hey,
Yeah,
man,
and he
I'm
was
down.
like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, I've been trying to leave Louisiana forever, and now he lives with me."
Yeah.
So it's definitely
Great.
something that
Hell
I'm
yeah.
saying,
He's playing the
Yeah, I
long
have a
con.
viewer-
You're gonna get murdered next
Hey
year.
man, yeah. If I didn't have kids,
right?
I'd be there with you, man.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I have a viewer who straight up was just like they hate the country they live in, and I think it's like somewhere in the UK. They live in like the UK or something. But they hate it, and I made the comment. I was like, I mean, if you just like need a chance to come to the States, like I have a room, you can just rent a room from me for a while until you get on your feet. And he just like, dude, he legitimately cried. It was like, dude, you are the best person in the fucking planet. I was like, I'm just trying to help. Like, I mean, I'm glad you think that, but honestly, bro, like it's just an invitation. Like, see it how you see it. But yeah, you got some people that are like that, man. They legitimately, they're like, they appreciate those kind of gestures that like you put forth.
Yeah.
And because it could potentially better them in
Mhm.
life,
Yep.
that kind of thing. So
100%.
So I feel like we've.
I mean, I
been-
had
Go
a
ahead.
guy that lost. Sorry,
No, finish your thing.
I had a guy that lost a job and he lived near us in our state, and I just met him through another streamer. He was just a viewer that just happened to live near me, and I was like, hey, we should meet up sometime just to get lunch and say hey, because we play Tarkov together, And then he lost his job, and I was like, well, look, dude, I mean, you live an hour away from me, so like, worst comes to worst, man, you come crash on my couch until you find a job, because that's what humans should do. Sure
Yeah.
shit, man. We hung out for like 2 days,
So
and then he got a job down in like a city that's 4 hours away, and he was like, dude, I appreciate everything you did for me. It's just one of those things, man.
I just picked up Tarkov. What are your guys' recommendations for new players?
He's definitely the best Tarkov.
The wiki is gonna be your best friend.
Mhm.
There's a EFT Wikipedia page that will save your life.
There's
Because
an
it's a
app
lot of
called Battle Buddy that helps. a
Battle
lot.
Buddy, yes.
On your
Yeah,
phone. Yeah.
stuff like that. And then running with people. So I'd be happy to show the ropes, and that's really what it is, because there's so much. It's such a huge like starting
It's
phase
a big curve.
that
Yeah.
you really just have to read a lot and then just practice.
Yeah, and playing with others is going to be your best friend for a little while. Like, it's nice.
Mm.
You really, really, as much as I love Tarkov, you really need your handheld in the beginning, I think. Which is, I mean, I'm fine with.
do.
You just have to know that, So,
So you guys are saying you'll be my friends?
yeah.
I'll be your plan. I'll be your best plan.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we talked a little bit actually about the good here, because we were just talking about a bunch of good stuff there. Any bad stuff about creating? Anybody want to tell anything about that real quick? Or the ugly? Bad and ugly are kind of the same, I just put bad and ugly because that's, the good, the bad, the ugly. So go for it.
I don't know where to begin. I had a huge channel. I was averaging anywhere from 60 to 100 people per stream.
Nice.
Now I'm lucky to get 10 to 20, and I run into the question all the time, like, "Hey, dude, you have like 4,000 plus followers. You've been viewed this many times. Like, why don't you have more people watching you?" That shit sucks to fucking hear.
Yeah.
Stop saying that
It does.
shit.
It does.
Like, I don't want to hear that shit. I know I fucking operate this stream.
Or when they go like this, first time in, and they go, "Oh, chat's kind of dead."
I hate that, bro.
No
Thanks, buddy.
shit.
People are lurking, chilling, like just listening.
I
Ask
fucking
me a question. I'll talk with you. Let's go.
I love the one like, "Hey, first time in the chat, really like the game. Hey, by the way, I'm leaving, getting ready to start my stream.
No,
Yeah.
See ya."
yeah,
Or the bots. The bots are probably more disheartening than any of the
that's true. Want to buy viewers?
Followers. Like, you think it's someone coming in to say hi? It's like, oh, great.
Yeah.
You
not
need
gonna
your
pay-
logo redone?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Follow.
That's how.
Yeah.
That's how I met.
I think
That's how I met Jube. He just came into my chat, asked if he could do my logo.
Yeah.
Nice.
No way.
No, that was a joke.
This
I was gonna
shit.
say.
No, it was a joke.
I'll fix your life.
I
Draw
think the
that back.
biggest thing is just the expectation you have
Yeah.
for the content you create. Because as a creator, you want your content to succeed.
Sure.
You want to see that growth. And when you don't see it happen, you really start questioning yourself. And I think that out of everything, you got to have thick skin. That's a given. But
Thick skin.
like, getting over the self-defeat by far has been one of the hardest things for me.
2 tips I always tell everyone is: 1, your content is not for everybody, and that's okay. And then 2, streaming is like a revolving door. So people are gonna walk in, they're gonna hang out in the lobby, and some people hang out forever, and then some people just like, "I'm gonna see what's on the other side of the revolving door and leave," and that's okay.
Mhm.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Anybody
think
wanna add
that-
anything? Jube?
I think just all of the creation process. I was joking when the question first came up, but my own mind, I think, is the worst part of all of it.
Mm.
Right. So it's the imposter syndrome of like, am I even worth watching, that kind of shit.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when you have the people that say the comments that just you always
Dig at
you
your
can
soul.
have 10 people or 10, 20, 50, 100 whatever people like giving you positive vibes, and then you have that one guy that's like, chat's dead today, and you're like, I am the worst fucking thing and I'm gonna quit. And it's like that snowball. But on the design aspect of things, it's almost the same thing. Like, if I had $1 for every time I finished a project, walked away to go get a drink of water, came back, and then hated everything, I wouldn't have to work anymore. And it's like, that's
Bro, but I could tell you your work is awesome. I've been dying to get on this list, man. Let me in.
but like, God, no, I forgot what I was going to say. Thanks, Cody. No, okay.
Like a Mormon pussy.
when I was doing Twitch and I was streaming, like, I think the worst part about the fact that I did my own designs was that I did my own designs, because it was like every other week that I'm like, I'm gonna redo all of
Everything.
it.
Yes, I saw so many of your tweets
I
for that.
redid my
Yeah.
alerts 100 times. I redid my overlays 100 times. I mean, all the time I was changing my stuff because I was never satisfied. Even if I loved it one week, I'd come back the next week and I'm like, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
So it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just like my job was never done. So
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
I got quiet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, damn, dude.
No, you're good.
Just left the room
I was
speechless.
muted. My daughter was
So
looking.
I
for
think I
something.
saw yeah.
Yeah, so I think we got through some of the bad and the ugly there. I know that there's a lot of chat faux pas that happen every day, so I get that for sure. So one of the things, I think the one thing for me at least is and I'm not saying anybody else does this per se, but what I'm saying is, for me, like, one of the biggest things that I did was last year is I left Twitch just because say what you will
Personal
or believe what
reasons.
you want,
Yeah.
but yeah, just like I just couldn't support Twitch anymore, basically, and that I'll leave it at that, essentially. And I will say that, no matter where you go or where you stream, the other company may not be any better, to be honest with you. It's one of those what you think and the lesser of the two evils at that point. But I moved to YouTube just because I felt safer from some things, kind of like DMCA. Like, I'm not going to get banned from YouTube for that. I will not make money off the video, but I'm not getting banned, right? But like, and there's other reasonings too, but that's just an example. And when I moved, it was one of those things where like I didn't have a ton of viewers anyway. I maybe had 14 or 15 in the chat, but I don't necessarily do this for the viewers anyway. And you guys may agree with me on this. I don't know. I do it. I do it for the viewers, but I'm okay with one viewer that talks to me, or 50 or 100. I don't care. I like the interaction with even just that one person who's talking to me in stream. So move to YouTube. I get 6-7 people usually. So it went down, but when those people are talking to me, that's all I care about anyway, right? And so if the one person's going to talk to me and keep me company, I'm down. So I think the good or the good for me is that just interaction, like you guys said. And on the bad for me, I agree with those people. That's probably my biggest pet peeve as well. Is just the people are like, okay, I'm gonna go stream now. Like, I just you hear it all the time anyway on like Twitter and stuff about people doing that. It's just I don't understand how you still have that mentality this far into like the streaming culture. You know what I mean?
The world, yeah.
But then I think Twitter,
it's like a young kid, so you can't be like too mad. You're like, oh, you're just a dumb little one. But like,
you're a toddler.
Yeah, I just have to hope in my mind that like you're 12 and you just started this, and that I won't hold it against you too much. But if you're like an adult and you're like, all right, bro, I'm gonna stream, you're a piece of shit. Like, just don't.
You have to be 13.
Yeah, I have some people that I hop in their chats with, and like they know that I stream.
And they want
like a good friend of mine,
mm-hmm.
and they want me to go stream, obviously, because like they're supportive. Like Red Right Ross is a big friend of mine who's a big streamer. Like compared. Like anyway, so anytime I'm in his chat, like he'll drop it, like he'll be like, "Are you gonna go like do your thing today?" And then that's all I say is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go do my thing." Like. And he'll know, and then at the end of his stream, he'll like do a shout out, but he won't do it in the middle of a stream kind of thing. And so that's like a respect thing that we do.
It is a
respect.
Like,
the same way, like at some point, people go in a stream, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go do my stream. Thanks for letting me watch for the past, however longer. I hope you have a good stream too." Like that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it's just like it's really?
different.
It's a backdoor self promotion in other people's community. Yeah. That's what it is.
It's forcing yourself too. Like it's a forced promotion at that point. Whereas like okay,
who asked?
So. Exactly.
True.
I just like to go into people's streams and I post my own links to my stream, and then I leave.
Oh, there we go.
That's my favorite.
I don't even say anything. I just do that.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna leave,
whisper all the people.
Listen, if you're gonna leave links active on your chat, it's your own fault. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
You deserve it.
I hopefully, whenever I audio this later, if people are listening to podcasts with just audio, they're like, "This guy's a douche." All right. Anybody want to say anything else about creating or being creators? Because
I will say I tried producing music, and it's just so fucking complicated that I'm too lazy to figure it out, and that's the only reason I don't do it. Because I have all the gear. I have keyboards. Yes. I have the mixers. I have microphones. I have everything I need to do it. The software, everything. I've gotten the stuff, but when I launch it and I try to do something for like an hour and I get absolutely nowhere, I'm like, I don't even know what I just did, nor do I know how to fix what I fucked up.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna close this now, and that's what I do. I do it like once a week, basically. I load up Fruity Loops, and I'm like, okay, what did I do last week? And then I'm like, oh, I did this. And then I try to like adjust something and I make it worse. I'm like, all right, that's enough for this week. Thanks. And then I close it.
That's the and so other benefit of me having so many hobbies. Sometimes Brian gets my
I get the
extra stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not ever
Yeah.
gonna do this. Do you want to try this? And he's
Yep.
like, yes, I'll take
He,
it.
he gave me a mixer and a keyboard for my computer, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I want to do that shit." Because I used to do music in high school. I was a percussionist, so like I
He
can
actually
play
can read
piano
music and all that. Yeah,
I can read music. I understand how to write music on stuff. Like actually write it, and I know how composing works. Like I learned all that in high school, so I know how to do it in here. I don't know how the software does
Translate
it.
it.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, son of a bitch. It's
Yeah.
the hardest thing for me to learn. Literally the hardest thing I've ever had to learn is fucking trying to produce music. It's
One
I
day.
have so many good ideas, but just can't get it on there. Yeah.
Listen,
So.
we can be
The new
Daft
Daft Punk?
Punk the opposite. When we're 50, we start.
We'll be called
yeah.
Def Punk.
There you go. Yeah. When we're
Daft
50, we start, and then we retire 30 years later. Yeah. It'll be fun. It's probably gonna need to be when you're 50, though, not when I'm 50. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate you guys letting us know all your experiences and all that kind of stuff. It's always interesting to hear other people's point of views and all that sort of thing. So I
Absolutely.
it's a good time, you know. Let's close out tonight with a little bit of gaming news. We want to get into just a little bit, and then we'll hop off. I don't want this to dredge too much longer. One big announcement that we recently just had for YouTube is that they're actually getting clips, which puts them closer to that to the Twitch level.
Competitive
There's
Twitch,
they're switching from Twitch to YouTube. There are so many things once you do it that notice that Twitch has that. I mean that they're the only ones who have
Gift
it,
subs.
you know. Yeah, there's gift subs. The affiliate program is good for Twitch. Like, Twitch has a lot of things going for it. I'm not here to bash it or anything. I'm just saying. And YouTube, I mean, it is what it was. You know, it's a video sharing platform. It's not a streaming platform yet. You know,
Sure.
they're trying to get in there, but they got a lot of stuff they still have to catch up on. No rating. You know, there's no affiliate program. Like, you have to have 4,000 viewed hours a month to be a partner, basically, and that's what you got, you know. Yep. So it's a lot harder, or I'm not gonna say harder because you can stream just as easy as you can on Twitch, but like there's a lot less features, I guess, if that makes sense. Yeah.
But with that in mind, though, you can come up with something to supplement it. You can come up with a Patreon. You can come up with a Subscribe Star, or whatever it's called, where people can give you funds outside of that.
Correct.
Where there's a will, there's a way, and I think that's very important for things like
100%,
this.
100%, you're
That's
right.
true.
Yeah, and so it's just a good news that the clips are coming. I've seen some partners have it already. That's kind of how they're rolling it out anyway. But I think the goal eventually is that everyone can have clips, you know. So that'll be cool. I'd be good with that, and I don't even, to be honest with you, like Cody was saying, I don't even care about having an affiliate program, like he said, like you can donate, you can start a Patreon.
Good try,
There's
dude.
alternate ways.
What's going on with Jube's camera right now? I don't know. I'm trying to get
focusing on something.
It's
Yeah.
a mix of focus
He messed up
and
that picture he
quality.
printed out.
I don't know what's happening.
That's okay. Now, if you fall asleep, you won't be able to tell.
Yeah, he set up that hologram so he could dip out.
That's right.
Just stick your head down a little bit.
We got some interesting news earlier this month, although I'm not sure I'm surprised. Stadia, they're closing their game dev division, where they make their own first-party games. For those of you who don't know, Stadia is the Google streaming service for video games. So, go ahead.
Yeah, they're in a lot of
great
heat.
idea.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
that
been
did not
many
go
of them.
4K.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I was about to say they promised the 4K and just dropped the ball on
yeah,
it.
they did.
Yeah. And I brushing under the rug.
Well, they did a lot of things weird. I got to participate in beta, and I think we've talked about this before, but I'll just mention it.
Mhm.
And they originally it was a PC platform, and then right when they launched, they're like, "Nah, it's its own platform now. You got to buy separate games for it. You got to, like, you know, the game has to support cross-platform with PC because it's no longer a PC platform." So it was a very weird turn they made with it, and I think that caused a lot of problems as well, because then you know you have your own back end and all that kind of stuff you have to deal with. So, but Yeah, they closed their first party gaming division. That doesn't mean that games still aren't coming out for it. It's just they're not going to make any games specifically for Stadia. So,
Right.
Is that good or bad? I have no idea.
I would say it's bad. I mean, at this point, how many other promises are they going to end up breaking?
Yeah, like you said with the 4K, that was a bad misstep. So you just have to see, and it looks like they're going to focus more on trying to sell the service to developers, so that developers can then use that platform to like put their games out on and like have people pay like a monthly price, etc. type deal. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, that would be my comment. Like, you can't run before you walk. Like, how are you going to make your own games before you can even get your service to function properly?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put-
100%.
Put the effort in there, get that working, and make it successful. Because again, I think when they announced it, it was like, oh, this is an interesting idea, and then it just like it flopped when it came out. So it's like, get that to work.
I think a big thing to take away from this too is we're seeing something happen where so many companies before have just debated us with promises, Cyberpunk looking at you, and not really seeing super duper heavy repercussions from it. I mean, they're getting sued, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a step in the right direction. Now we can start holding companies to higher standards of accountability.
True.
Which needs to happen.
Yeah, segue into that so we can just cover it. Anthem stopped their development.
Oh,
and that was a game. That was a game that was a big hype game.
Dude, it was such a good game.
And it was,
like,
yes.
It was
they
great.
just-
Yeah.
It had a
If
lot
it
of
didn't
potential.
crash my PC. Holy shit.
Yeah, so that's another one of those that didn't fully deliver like it should have, and it's
and I wish they did. It was a fun game. Like it had a lot to it. It just needed a little bit more, and
They tried to pull a No Man's Sky.
They did. No,
Super bad,
okay,
and
no
create a
one, no
new
one
one.
can fuck up that bad. Okay, let's not.
I mean,
not-
they're ceasing
The
development.
thing is, No Man's Sky came back
Yeah.
and fixed
They're-
it.
To be
They
fair,
just
they're
No Man's
didn't
ceasing
Sky
drop
got there.
development.
Yeah.
like peace.
Yeah. No Man's Sky definitely got there eventually, but yeah, Anthem, they're
They're
scrapping
just giving
it.
up.
They're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they aren't taking the servers down, so if you do like Anthem, you can
Yeah, you can
still
still
play. But they're not doing any more development. They're done. So
Basically, the takeaway from this is, in this day and age, if you can't
even
deliver
trust
what you say,
AAA.
then you should be underselling your game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think they were just trying to squeeze some more dollars out of it, didn't see the
Yeah.
potential, and then just
Yeah.
dropped it.
yeah.
It's why the Destiny creators, I can't remember their name. They left
Bungie?
Activision. Yeah,
Bungie.
yeah. Sorry. Well, they left Activision because Activision was just like throwing like, we want the money from this.
Obstacles, yeah.
Let's man, y'all are really good at segues. Let's talk about that. Speaking of Activision and companies who need to leave Activision but won't, Blizzard. We had a BlizzCon. They actually.
So hey,
Go ahead.
Diablo 2. Oh my god!
Yeah, so that's our first one we're gonna talk about. I'm a huge Blizzard fanboy, or I was.
Oh, man.
But the problem is nowadays it's just I'm worried, But yeah, Diablo 2. I'm super excited. It looks really good. I can't believe they're redoing all the graphics. And this is not needed, so I should do that.
But it's like a facelift though. They didn't redo anything from my understanding, right? Like
Correct.
it's still
No. So I want to say they redid all the graphics
Yes.
and they give you the ability to go back into it at the classic view. It's a whole new point of view perspective too.
Yeah, no, they did redo all the graphics, but it is the old game engine with the new graphics engine on top of it, basically. So like the people who do all the speed runs based off frame rate, like all that's the same. It just looks really good now, and they did a lot of quality of life changes. Like they changed like the inventory system so it works better. It's more streamlined than the older system. So they did a lot of quality of life stuff, obviously. So. But it looks really good. Like the graphics changes alone.
Yeah, that looks great.
Oh my god, dude.
And this is also going to be on other platforms outside
Yes,
of the
they're
Switch.
putting
I
it
was
on
just
Switch.
excited for it being portable.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Awesome. 100%.
Yeah. So that was
'Cause-
Actual Necromancer that I can play now.
yes. You can play Necromancer on 3, but it's 3.
It's not real. It's
Hey,
not
so do you guys do softcore or hardcore?
hardcore.
usually.
My people,
Yeah.
my people.
Yeah,
It's,
I love the risk reward. It's one of those things with risk reward again. So
It was so funny. Me and my girlfriend played it, and I let her play hardcore for the first time, and then she got me backed into a corner, and I got killed. Perm.
Yeah.
Level
Blame it on-
67.
Blame it on the
Ooh.
girlfriend.
Ran you.
Yeah.
That's right.
I was like 8. I went the easiest way that I possibly could.
Yeah, I got you, dude. Yeah, no, we our love for hardcore started in Diablo 1, which didn't have a hardcore. But you would play with 3 people, and if you died, you could not res unless somebody found a res scroll. So it was kind of like hardcore, and then 2 had hardcore, so that was awesome. But
Dude, I remember being like 14 and having someone tell me, "Hey, drop your best of your best weapon with all the gems, and I'm gonna dupe it for you." And I learned the hard way: never trust anyone online.
That's right. They could dupe it though. That was the thing. There were ways to dupe things, but they definitely were just trying to steal it.
Yoink.
All right, so Diablo 2 Resurrected BlizzCon. That was probably the main thing I was excited for. Ian,
No, they confirmed Diablo 4, man. That's exciting.
it's
Yeah.
not exciting
That
to
was
see more, and they confirmed it. But that means 6 more years from now we'll finally see it. I'll get excited when we're closer to it.
Wasn't there some sort of a arcade that was announced too?
Yeah, that came out on BlizzCon Day. So if you want to go check it out, you can. It's all their old games. It's Lost Vikings. What's the other 2? There's a racing game, and then there's I don't remember the
Rock and Roll Racing, I think.
Yeah,
that was
the big name.
more
the big
popular
name one
game on the
obviously is
Sega.
Lost Vikings. But yeah, so that whole collection's out, which is pretty cool. They also announced classic BC servers. I'm excited for that. That's the second most thing I'm excited for. I don't know. Brian might come back for that. He said.
For what now?
Classic BC.
Yes, because the PvC in BC was
The
dope.
PvP, yeah, the arena.
I will level
Are you gonna do
a
arenas?
paladin and a rogue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
So I don't know. I'm pretty excited for it. We'll see how it goes. They talked more about Overwatch 2, but that's another miss. I mean, it's being delayed again.
Dead game.
Dead game.
Dead game.
I was wondering if Ares
It's
had anything.
look, the thing is with Overwatch 1, they so I walked away from the goats meta, and then they started teasing Overwatch 2, so everybody's like, okay, cool. Then they got the trailer, everybody's like, all right, sick, and it's like, all right, we'll delayed again. Like
They
we're gonna
just
have to wait for
delayed
it.
it
And so
again.
now everybody's moving on to everything else.
2022.
It's gonna be one of those
Yeah.
things they launch. For serious fans, I'll probably buy it and play it,
Mhm.
but I won't go into depth as I did with Overwatch 1.
No way. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Uh,
It'll basically do what Overwatch 1 did, which is have a competitive scene for maybe like a year, maybe a year and a half.
Yep.
And then it'll just die again because
Yep.
there's no money in it basically.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you though. I think so it's funny you mentioned that and I'm not trying to be like the master of segues or anything, but we got debated so hard with Zelda. Zelda that I felt this year.
Nintendo Direct.
I thought we were gonna get the one too.
Yes. That's
Everybody
what I
did,
wanted.
dude. Everyone wanted it. Everyone's like,
He was just like, nah, bro. Guess what you
I
get?
want HD.
Hey, but to be honest though, they took off the motion, which was the big downfall. I felt
It's still on there. I mean, you could play with the trigger where you move your joystick and it swings in the way you swing it.
You
But-
don't hit a button. You move.
Yeah,
the,
you don't hit a button. You have to move the Joy-Con.
Ooh.
I never played it
Joy-Con
the first time around on the Wii. Man, I'm not gonna do it this time.
I did.
The game looked
I actually
amazing.
really liked it, but
I
that was
love
just-
the game.
Yeah. But I'm a big VR guy. Like I love anything VR, and that was like first step into VR for me as a kid, obviously, because it's all we had was the Wii.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, fuck yeah, I get to swing a sword, motherfucker. Like
Yeah.
that was me.
It sounded
Dude,
like
did you
that
guys
when he
know
was,
Wii?
11.
the Wii had it was a game library of 1,500 games.
Yeah, it was huge.
Talk about
It was massive. I never had only 10% of them were worth playing.
Yeah.
Well, they
Smash
went
Bros
huge
was
in the
100%
third
of
party.
that 10%.
there.
So.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Smash Bros. Yeah.
Smash Bros.
Let's talk about Nintendo Direct a little bit. What else? What else did y'all see, and what did you like?
So I was excited that Hades got a physical. Pissed that I got it digitally though, because I just got it a couple weeks ago. But the art book looked amazing.
I don't know how you do
Shoot.
it with 3 kids. I buy everything digital because something gets lost every week. So I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
I just buy your games
I
digital.
buy physical games because my oldest has a Switch Lite,
Yeah.
and so we'll share. And that is the only reason. But like Hades, most of my Switch games are digital though, because like most of the games I play on my Switch are going to be those indie kind of smaller ones,
Sure.
you know, Hades, and then what is it like? Even games like Stardew and God, I can't even-
Cuphead.
Hollow
Cuphead
Knight.
is amazing on the Switch.
Okay, first of all, he's 6 years old. He beat Cuphead last week.
I haven't
What?
yet.
Nice.
Swear to God, I don't know. It took him a year. He started when he was 5,
Nice.
but he did it.
Still impressive as fuck.
Banana.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
That's
adults
banana.
that haven't beat Cuphead. There's probably that one reviewer
True.
still trying to beat the freaking tutorial. But yeah, it's fine.
Dark Souls, I bet. This is the Dark Souls of platforming.
Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, yeah, digital for me is just easier to keep track of everything. I do buy physical copies of things. It just has to be a game I love. You know what I mean?
Final Fantasy.
I love just looking at my shelf and being like, wow,
Yeah.
I need to like stop buying so many games.
Well, I used to be like a GameStop fiend, where it's like I'd play a game, beat it, trade it in, and so it's like that was my thing, and that I never paid full price for a game after that like first purchase, and that was but I don't do that anymore, so I have no excuse.
I got
There's
you,
no
yeah.
reason.
It's also not worth it anymore. So
No. Yeah, I mean, back when I was like early college, that's what I did. I just that constant trade in, which like sucks now because a lot of those games I wish I had. You know what I mean? I still have my PS2, PS3s, like, and my PS4. Like, it's all here. My Xboxes, but I have no games because I traded them all in. So
Speaking of PlayStation, all the Kingdom Hearts are on Epic Game Store, I believe.
What?
Anybody's Kingdom Hearts fan?
What?
Yeah.
For free.
where? Hold on.
No, not
No,
for free.
no.
I
You
thought it was
gotta
for
you gotta
free.
buy them, but
That
it's
was
on
a nice
PC.
try.
It's on PC.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So-
Hello? Fucking, I'll murder a bitch for Kingdom Hearts stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, we already talked about it though. Project Triangle
Yeah.
Strategy, I thought was one of the biggest points for me, at least, out of the Nintendo Direct. I really liked what we got to see. I thought the demo coming out right afterwards was awesome too. I had a chance to really get into it and play it. That's going to be a game that's going to be hit and miss though, with turn-based RPG. I love the conviction scale though. I think that's going to have a lot of potential to it.
Like you were talking about in our chat, it reminds me of Fable, which is cool. I like that. I like action or how your actions have those type of consequences. You know.
Yeah.
Reminds me also of like Ultima Online, which is way throwback, but like stuff like that where you actually can turn into the villain. It just where you have that much choice. I like that aspect of the game. So that's pretty.
All right,
cool.
my biggest thing from the Direct was Mario Golf.
Oh my god!
Fuck everything else.
Yes.
I want to do that. What is that? The freaking like mode where everyone.
Speedrunning?
Oh, yeah, that I want to play that.
So
right.
I love the fact that you can putt it, like play it with the controller, like you're actually swinging a golf club.
Speaking
With
of
the
Wii, yes, bring back
Yeah,
that
the-
Wii Golf.
There it is.
yes.
I'm all about
Any Pokemon fans?
Yeah.
Any
Yeah,
Pokemon
that,
My
that
son
has
played
its
shit out of it.
own section. Okay, so do just 1 second here for the Pokemon.
Oh, my
Be
bad, my bad,
patient.
my bad. Okay.
You're fine. No, you're fine. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know we're going to talk about anything else. Splatoon 3, anyone? No? Okay, I didn't think so. But
Well, that's not even coming out until what, 2022?
yeah.
Yeah, but like the whole thing, the fact that like that was what they left for the last thing
Yeah.
to announce, and that was like their big announcement. Was
I also thought Miitopia was trash. Like, why charge us something that should be free? That was something that was like on the PS3, the PlayStation Home, whatever, where you could hang out with friends and just let us buy cosmetics, and that's how you make your money. Like,
True.
I'm not gonna pay $40 or $60 for that.
Mm-mm.
I got you. Yeah. All right, which let's switch to Pokemon. What do y'all want to talk about first?
Pokemon Snap.
Snap.
Snap first?
Yes.
All right, let's talk about it.
Oh.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, dude. I love the fact where it's taking place. I love that the photo mode is a lot more complex too.
Well, I like they showed off today, or was it today? Yeah, it was today. How like you can take pictures while you're in, the little levels, and then afterwards it looks like you can like post edit them and move
Yes.
stuff.
Yep.
around.
Mm.
So I like that
Cool.
aspect. So you can worry about doing the events or doing whatever in the level, and then pick your favorites afterwards and do that from there. Because any game that has a photo mode, I don't care if it's Pokemon, I don't care if it's Demon Souls, I live in that.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
So Final Fantasy VII, with the DLC being announced, just got a photo mode. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
There it is.
Yeah, that's nice.
Very excited about that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so Snap. I wonder. I mean, I've watched a lot of. This is weird, but I watched a lot of Snap speedrunners. Doesn't that sound weird?
What?
Yeah.
But
They just try to take a photo of all the Pokemon as quick as possible.
You got to beat the levels, right? So but you have to get a certain score, I believe, for it to be counted as passing or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy actually, because they memorize like where the Pokemon pop up and stuff. It's pretty cool actually.
And I want to go watch that right now.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I remember as a kid, there was a bunch of like secret events to get the legendaries to pop up, or like,
Right, you had to do
wasn't
certain
there one where
things.
you could have Charmander or Charmeleon like evolve by doing something? So it's like
And they
that's always fun to find as a kid too.
yeah.
I thought it was really neat though. They give you the ability to throw that like what's it called, a
The
Luma
apple or whatever?
orb. Yeah,
yeah.
that thing looked really cool. I thought that's gonna have some potential, especially when you seen the Score Bunny doing the kick and it changed its ability,
Yeah,
like the
Dude, this
color of the
night-
flame.
I thought that was great.
yeah,
Get the nocturnal stuff out.
yeah, it looks pretty cool.
I don't know. That it looks like a lot of fun.
Definitely.
What's it for nostalgic reasons?
I think it's cool how you can compete like online with your pictures too. You
Yeah,
know, they're gonna have like the little scoreboard thing going on.
That's cool.
It's just Instagram for Pokemon Snap.
That's true.
So what about that Pokemon Breath of the Wild mix there?
Uh-oh.
The Pokemon Legend.
Legends.
Yeah.
So this game threw me for a loop.
Huge.
It looks so gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh man.
that frame rate was like what 10 in that trailer. Anybody else see the horrible skipping?
So yeah, so some of the Pokemon just like they didn't want to move at all. What was it? The Bell Pokemon?
Yeah,
the
it
Bell type, Ghost type.
choppy. Yeah, I don't know.
What's up with
Worried.
the wooden Pokeballs too? Is this Amish?
It's like supposed to be like the very old school Pokeballs. So
Yeah.
like that,
You're like
what,
a-
what freaked me out
yeah.
was the crouch and then just chunking the Pokeball out. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god. Like you don't have to like I can just keep throwing them at you and see who can catch you without battling you.
Well, I immediately thought of the movie. Did you guys ever want to see Detective Pikachu?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what they did, right? He found a Cubone and he just threw it at him.
Yep.
And then the Cubone got pissed. And so that's what I mean, that would be hilarious. Like if you found a Rhyhorn and you're like, get in the ball, and it's like, nah, motherfucker. And then it chases you.
Yeah.
All of that. Like
Well,
if you piss them
I
off,
will say
don't
say
think
this
that's how
though.
it works.
It was kind of, I guess the combat did look a little bit off-putting,
Yeah, a little bit.
just
was
because the way. Yeah, the way it's just like they pause and attack, and I know it's Pokemon, but it didn't feel organic. Like right here, like when you're
Should-
behind him, I guess it feels a little bit better from that angle.
Yeah.
They should have kind of kept that like turn-based game, I guess, look to it.
When you did fight, yeah, I got you.
It's worth
Yeah.
noting that they also show that after the battle, you still throw the Pokeball, so it looks like it's probably the exact same thing. There's probably not just throw infinite balls.
Yeah, that might.
I love how they said the big fuck you to Charmander too. That was going all over Twitter.
I did see that. Yeah, a lot of they booted him out. Their favorite fire starter. Yeah.
I thought this was supposed to be every like one starter from that certain region.
Sanoa or whatever.
Not- No,
That's,
this is
why
all-
that's why it's like a Cyndaquil, then like the Oshawott versus like, the Cyndaquil and who was the other starter for it? Was it
Chikorita?
and Mudkip, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, it was
Cherry and-
Mudkip.
Or for alligator.
Crocodile.
Totodile.
Yeah, Totodile.
It was the fucking crocodile thing.
Froggator
Yeah.
had a thick ass. I remember, like, oh my god.
It's this kind of
what?
podcast.
This podcast, we talk about the important things in life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thick Pokemon ass.
Thick
All right.
You never seen Feraligatr from the back, like for real,
that.
with them yogas on, like for real.
What the yoga? She came out that ball wearing the Crocs, though. No.
All right, now I know, I know, Jube. This isn't exactly what you wanted, but we have a Diamond Pearl remake. Not the remake you wanted, right?
Yeah, well, and that's purely for, again, just like Snap is super nostalgic. I stopped playing as a kid at Gen 2, so like that was my peak. So Gold and Silver, and then Crystal afterwards that's when I stopped. So that's where my love peaked for like the franchise at like
That's fair.
10 or 11 years old.
Well, the story from like the first gen to the second, just it grew so insane. It became just something that was like a shell to something that was so much more structured. Like Goldenrod City, like I still remember that.
Yeah. So I mean,
I think for go for it.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was gonna say, I think for some people, like, they lost their touch when like they started making Pokemon like gods. It was kind of like, okay, this is like a little bit more than what I was asking for.
But where else would you have gone though?
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, because they needed more to go with. So yeah, it's hard to just keep producing legendaries that don't actually do anything other than just be the elite in the area kind of thing.
Yeah.
We went from like Mewtwo was made in a lab to like this dude made the whole universe.
Yeah. Arceus, yeah.
3 times.
Yeah, but
Like 3
I
different
don't know.
Pokemon that said about.
I will say though that I enjoy this kind of Link's Awakening art style because I loved that in that game specifically. I thought that was fantastic.
So I really. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I think...
hate it. Oh, yeah.
Okay at this.
You go.
Okay, all right. So I really hated how everyone was just hating on like the graphics. It's like, oh my god, sorry we didn't get the same exact Pokemon as last year.
Right.
But
you know,
it's so funny though because I feel like the Pokemon community for such a like a what is it, a playful game as I'll put it. There's not really anything negative about it. The community itself is such a toxic cesspool of angry people. Like they're mad about everything. But then like I was watching a video today and they were trying to find the good things and the improvements of like now for the first time ever, which this is bananas to say because it's 2021. There's like dynamic lighting. So like the shadows underneath the Pokemon when they're fighting are actually responsive to them moving, which sounds like something that should have been there in 2007. But apparently that's something new. So you've got people that are also like trying to find the silver lining in here. And then there's other people that are just like, this doesn't look like a PS5 game. It's horse shit. And it's like,
so I think a lot of people are just idiots too, and they don't realize these games are targeted for children.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Nintendo platform.
Dude, I'm 30. I love them to death. But this is a game made for my kid, you know.
It really
well,
does.
and that's where I think the
like
Pokemon of the Wild. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was just saying that it gets lost in translation because it's us that played them back in the day.
Right.
So
and so
we think it's our game, and then it needs to be made for us. It needs to be for people that are 25 and up. I mean, but it's not. Because it's not. I mean, it's made for 6-year-olds. Like,
And it's like when you look at cartoons, for example, like Teen Titans, what they did with Teen Titans, I hated it.
God,
But
Teen
it was
Titans
made
go.
for kids. It was made for kids to draw them into the series. Same thing with Pokemon. 10 years from now, we're not going to be playing it, but they will,
maybe.
and their kids will be. You know,
Yeah.
I'll probably still be playing it, but
the way that I viewed it today, specifically the Diamond Pearl remakes, I thought were again more Link's Awakening style, very childish. To your point, they're geared like I watched it with my son, and he was like, "This looks cool."
Yeah.
I can't remember his exact quote, but the Diamond Pearl really excited him. And then when it got to like the Pokemon of the Wild, Breath of the Wild style, he was disengaged. But all the adults I talked to were like, "Okay, this looks interesting." So what I'm hopeful for is that they're kind of noticing this branch, right? There is those kinds of 6-year-olds that want to play the game. Like my son's not going to give a shit about like collecting them all. He just wants to go and fight and run through all the areas and blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to have the people that are going to look at the Pokemon Legends and they're going to be like, okay, I want to go explore. I want to finish the first Pokédex. I want to do this research and all this other. They might have, I'm hoping anyways, more kind of adult themed like exploration and basically what they call it an action RPG or there was something tied to it. So maybe they're kind of venturing in that realm.
Did you notice that? Did you notice the character ran and jumped too? That was a new mechanic. I've never really seen another Pokemon game.
New mechanics. The trying to catch them in the wild. There's a lot of stuff that it looks like they're at least attempting to, and that's next year. So there's a lot of coding and stuff that's going to be coming later. So we'll see how it develops. But it does look like they're kind of at least acknowledging that divide and trying to appease both audiences. Maybe, but that's kind of what I picked up from it.
But like we don't think like it may be nothing because if you think about it, it's not a new mechanic. Pokemon Coliseum had a jumping mechanic that did literally nothing.
Oh,
So-
yeah. I mean, I'm very skeptical just because of how shallow I think most Pokemon games are. So I think when people see this, they get excited, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
Take
I don't.
it with a grain of
I'm
salt. That's what I
exactly.
feel like.
I'm not. My expectations aren't high. I'm hopeful, but I'm not expecting them to come out and just have this ridiculous, new mechanics and
Complex.
ridiculousness to it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah,
This
I
is
just
kind of like
I
one of their big ones, though, right? Like Pokemon, Mario, those are their carriers.
Yeah.
I just need a Pokemon game where if I spam B, it lets me catch them.
There we go.
Was that ever proven to be true?
No, it's false. I'm pretty sure, but like you ain't gonna tell me otherwise.
Still
still do
doing
it to
it.
this
Yeah.
day.
I'm still like.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, let's talk about some. Well, we didn't miss anything, though, right? No, we're good. PlayStation State of Play stuff. Anybody? We mentioned.
So there was
remake.
literally like 10. Yeah, there's 10 games that were announced. Most of them really didn't look too interesting.
There was 4 total.
Oh, 4? I thought there was more than that.
No, it was 4 total.
Yeah,
And
so
one of those 4 was like Final Fantasy just being, put on fucking PS5
again.
with the new Yuffie shit.
yeah.
So
That counted as
Yeah.
part of the 4. And then you
Yeah.
put one in here, Ian. Sifu.
Sifu is the only one that's actually like a new game.
looks
Everything
pretty
else
cool,
is just
actually.
shit that's been announced for other consoles.
Just coming to
Like-
to the PlayStation, basically.
Yeah, Sifu is literally the only new game that was announced that hasn't been announced before. Everything else has already been announced prior.
I thought Kenna looked good. That's the only thing that really interested me. Even though
Well, Solar Ash didn't look too bad.
what?
Solar Ash. That was kind of like one of those. It was like a rhythm-based like movement game. You kept your character moving, but the art style on it was gorgeous.
Yeah, let's look at it real quick. Oh yeah, I love this kind of art style. To be honest with you, this reminds me of that dungeon crawler. I can't remember the name of it. Right now.
I really hated it how they started with the Crash Bandicoot 4, though, like as their start.
Crash Bandicoot is kind of lit, though.
That game was dope.
Crash
Yeah, that
Bandicoot
looks
is kind of
sick.
lit, but it's a game that already exists.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I think overall the state of play itself was kind of a dud. I think it was nice to learn these things about the games we already knew about, but yeah, nothing was.
Oh,
Nothing wild.
it's
Looked
made
pretty
by the same
promising.
people who did Hyperlight. Okay, so this makes sense for the art style then. That's really cool though. Yeah, Hyperlight Drifter was cool too, although it's a side scroller. So it's
That
a little bit
logo's
different.
sick.
Yeah.
My biggest concern with this would be playability, though, because it seems like with these type of games, you get that initial like first impression, then after that, it kind of just
Beating
wears
them
down. Yeah.
kind of falls off a cliff. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, we'll see. It looks pretty cool. And then, like I said, Ian mentioned Sifu, which is kung
It's like
fu, some kind of kung fu.
Yeah, it looked like a beat 'em up.
It's the same
But, like-
guys who did Absolver, which that is a really, really. I mean, it's
a really good game.
It's dead, but it was a really good fighting mechanic wise
Mhm.
game. So this may be good. Is this single player?
Fuck, who knows?
Yeah, it really didn't
Hell
tell you. It
yeah.
just showed you the
Okay,
fighting.
Well, if the fighting's anything like Absolver, that's going to be real
It
good.
is.
And if
I
it's
literally
single
thought
player,
it was Absolver. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's sick.
If it's single player and has like a story, yeah, I think that will it'll do a lot better. But
So, what was that one? The Returnal or Retinal? I'm
they got it
butchering
Oh,
that.
yeah.
announced. I don't know.
Well, it was already announced. They just show more gameplay of it.
Oh, that looks sick. I might have to get that game.
That
It was
looks
just
good,
freaking waxing people up in the
If you,
hallway.
yeah, no,
Uh-huh.
it looks
Yeah,
really
no.
good,
Very Daredevil.
and it's kung fu, man. Who doesn't love kung fu? I love kung fu.
I love
Give me all them.
You know who
sweet
loves Kung
movies.
Fu? Nicolas Cage. Loves
You
Kung
guys,
Fu.
you guys would probably really like the Swordsman. It just came out in October.
I looked it up when we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah,
Looked pretty good.
yeah, it was good.
I'll have to check that out. You
I'll
know,
put it on the,
speaking of Nicolas
server.
Cage, guys, just in case you're interested,
Yeah.
tomorrow at like
Willy's Wonderland.
10 o'clock, we're gonna watch Willy's Wonderland.
Dude, what time? 10 Central?
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Dude, I heard he's like $6 million in debt right now.
I don't know, but he's still making them
Oh, like,
movies, baby, and they're
project.
weirder and weirder as he ages. So
Oh man, they are getting crazy.
A minute till the Declaration.
Was
of
that one where
Independence.
like oh god, what was it? Oh my gosh. It was
question.
it was so weird. Here I got
What,
it.
Mandy?
Jiu-Jitsu?
Yes,
Oh, never mind.
Mandy. That was such a weird show.
That was weird. And then he did that jiu-jitsu last year. So, and that was odd. It was also an odd
I haven't seen
one. Go look that one up.
it.
We talked about Anthem. No more development there.
Mhm.
And then what I didn't do anything on the last one. Look into shortages of what? Power, Ian?
No, they're looking into shortages of game parts.
For gaming parts.
Yeah, PS5s,
Gotcha.
the new Xbox and graphic cards and
Semiconductors and
stuff.
shit like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
The President Biden actually is looking into
That's
it.
right. I did see
yep.
something about that. It may have just been what Ian put in because I saw him post it and wanted to know about it. That's funny. That's like the president's putting in a thing about it.
Yeah.
We need our gaming machines. I mean, I need mine, so I'm not complaining. But that's funny. Well, guys,
Dog snoring.
anything else you want to talk about before we go today? It's been a little over 2 hours, so I try to squeeze it into 2 hours.
This actually went pretty fast, man. I had a really good time, you know.
It does.
Look,
It goes by
I'm
fast.
gonna blame
JubeLaw's
it
over
on
there
the-
like it did not go fast.
Hey, I stopped yawning at the
Minutes.
first hour. I've been good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, we tried to get a little more engaging there, so after that first hour, we had you talking a little bit more,
Mhm.
If we hadn't have put in the 12 minutes of GTRP talk, we would have been on time. See, it's fine.
My bad. I get interested too. You
No,
know,
yeah,
sometimes
dude.
I get asked
Hit
questions.
any of us up.
Absolutely.
We'll play. Yeah, we're down.
It'll be fun.
Guys, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate it. Everyone, please, if you're watching this later, I'm going to have all the links down in the bottom. Go follow them on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, I shouted them all out earlier, so please go follow them on Twitter and get all their stuff. We're going to be back next month. I don't remember what's on the schedule for next month, but I'll post about it later. Jube, Aries, Cody, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Of course, our regular crew, Rapunzel, Jiggly, and Daviji, thank you, as always.
We're not as important. It's fine.
Yeah, y'all are second rate. You're not the special guests. Get out of here.
Right. That's
Yeah.
right.
That's right.
Anyways,
It's nice meeting you guys.
Yeah, always.
Definitely look forward to talking to you guys in the future now.
That's the
yeah.
that's the other thing we like about podcasts.
I do love about podcasts. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. I was gonna say the same thing.
Just you meet cool people all the time. It's like we met Rapunzel, and then like we all joined his chat, and they started gaming together. Like Jiggly started gaming with them, and I'm sure we're gonna be gaming with you guys now. It's just that's it's a good time. So
As long as it's cross-platform, because again, I'm a peasant and I don't have a PC.
Hey, I
You're
play
fine.
COD.
Dude.
You're good. I play COD. You're good.
I'm always open to pretty much playing anything. Co-streams, any of that. Anytime I can make a friend.
yeah, dude. Always. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a good night. Chat, thank you so much for hanging out and watching. It's good to see you guys. Appreciate you. As always, we don't necessarily. I'm glad for these guys because they were responding to you in chat. For audio purposes, I don't talk to chat on podcast nights just so we don't have out of context stuff. But anyways, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We'll catch you guys next month for sure.
Later.